strength and the ability and the accuracy and the speed. Oh gosh, you know I'm the best in the world. He's right in front of me and I can honestly tell him that I'm going to knock him spark out.
Yes, welcome back, guys, to another edition of TDs and Flying Knees, your premier one-stop shop for mixed martial arts, fantasy football, and boxing. Welcome back if it's your first time. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and introduce the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen so we can get in to talking about another action-packed week of fights.
What's going on, everybody? Louis here again. I'm ready to talk about this weekend.
Go DJ, that's my DJ. Go DJ, that's my DJ.
Hey, what's going on, guys? DJ here. Just living the high life. Get ready to talk about some of these fights that happened over the weekend and upcoming fights, and let's get this show on the road.
Jeff. Jeff.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us again.
All right, guys, here it is. Your host with the most, Smooth Steven Cruz. What a great weekend of fights. Let's get into it, man. With some MMA news, rumors, and some fight announcements.
Yeah, let's get right into the UFC, man. They got a bunch of good fight announcements that just came out all within the last week or so. We'll start in the middleweight division. We got Darren Till fighting Derek Brunson at a UFC event on September 4th. Dude, his walkouts, they're pretty badass. I think they had one fight over there, and the arena was just loud, man. It was awesome. Also in the middleweight division, Paulo Costa will fight Marvin Vettori at a UFC event on October 23rd.
Mamma mia!
You know what I'm saying?
In the heavyweight division, we have Alexander Volkov fighting Marcin Tybura at UFC 267 on October 30th. In the lightweight division, we got Islam Makhachev fighting Rafael Dos Anjos at UFC 267, also on October 30th.
You can run, but you can hide. I'm coming. I'm here.
Islam Makhachev versus RDA, such an awesome fight. I'm so glad that it got made. Honestly, don't know who to pick in that one, but yeah, that October 30th card, it's a UFC 267. It's headlined by Jan Blachowicz and Glover Teixeira for the light heavyweight title. Let's move on to the next fight announcement in the middleweight division. Sean Strickland just beat Uriah Hall. What was it, last weekend?
Mm-hmm.
He is fighting Luke Rockhold at UFC 268 on November 6th.
Sean Strickland,
a.k.a.
Nice.
He's cooking meth, baby.
Yeah.
You did say that, right? If I wasn't in the UFC, I'd probably be cooking meth or some shit.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the UFC,
Yeah.
I'll probably be cooking meth or in jail.
Yeah, well, that guy, Sean Strickland, fighting Luke Rockhold, and it is in the middleweight division. Luke Rockhold's coming back down. Rockhold hasn't competed since he retired after a KO loss to now champ Jan Blachowicz back in 2019. So first fight since 2019, and we all know Strickland is coming off his first main event victory over Uriah Hall, where he looked pretty good. Next fight announcements we have is in the featherweight division. Former UFC featherweight champ Max Holloway and Yaria Rodriguez are almost set to headline a UFC event on November 13th. It's not official yet, but the UFC is working to make this one happen. So I guess they are. So I guess they are going to reschedule this, because we were not sure, because there were rumors that they were just going to give Max a completely different opponent. But I guess they remade it, man. They're sticking to it.
Do y'all think the winner of this takes on the winner of Ortega and Volkov?
Yeah, I don't think there's another fight you can give Max if he wins. I mean, yeah, and then if Yair beats Max, who many people think is the best featherweight, even though he's not the champ, some people still consider him the best featherweight in the world. If you beat him, it's a title shot, yeah. And then the last fight announcement I have is in the men's flyweight division. Cody Garbrandt, yes, flyweight division. Cody Garbrandt is making his flyweight debut against Kai Kara-France. So, and that's at a UFC event on December 11th. But that's a great matchup for Cody Garbrandt making his debut. If he wins that one, I think it's title shot for sure. What do you guys think?
So he went down, right?
I went down.
That's crazy. I wonder if this has to do with Dillashaw being back.
I mean, yeah, he has the power and the speed, man.
You know?
I mean,
He just doesn't have that chin.
Yeah,
we'll see. Maybe his punch resistance is better at that weight class.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I think he was easily one of the fastest bantamweights, and one of the most powerful. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see if that. I think the speed. I don't think he'll be slow compared to other flyweights. I don't think even if you look at the top guys, I don't think Moreno and Figueiredo are gonna make Cody Garbrandt look slow.
No, even through that, Kai Kara-France is a good test.
Good point.
I actually do think before he hurt I think it was his shoulder, dislocated his shoulder against Moreno, he was winning that fight.
He looked great in that fight.
Yeah. So.
Oh wait, you mean Royval? Royval injured his shoulder.
Oh, it was Royval.
It was Royval. Brandon Royval.
Oh no, it was Kai Kara-France against Royval.
You gotta take a shot, bro.
And he was looking good. Kai Kara-France was looking good. He dropped Royval first. That's what you're thinking of. He dropped Royval and then he got knocked out, right?
No, he got submitted.
Submitted, yeah. Royval dropped him with that spinning elbow right at the shoulder.
Oh, that was a good fight.
And then our last fight announcement is over in Bellator. That is Fedor Emelianenko will fight Timothy Johnson on October 23rd in Moscow, Russia. And it will be the main event.
Fedor Emelianenko.
that's good. I love it. That was good.
I got chills, dude.
That's the way they used to announce him out there. Man, he was.
Yeah,
Fun
it's always a treat when Fedor fights, man. And who knows, this could be the last time we ever see him compete. So yeah, don't forget to tune in. I'm sure if you're a fight fan, there's no way you'll forget. But mark your calendars, October 23rd in Moscow, Russia. And that's all the fight announcements that I have this time.
All right, guys, let's get into the boxing news and rumors. First and foremost, I guess the biggest boxing news.
Game on! Game on!
Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant talks restarted again for November.
Awesome.
All right. The negotiations between Canelo and Plant reportedly fell apart over Canelo's outrageous demand of having his $40 million purse guaranteed, regardless of the opponent. For instance, a late replacement if Caleb Plant got injured or ill. So that caused the fight to completely fall apart, and he was in negotiations with Dimitri Bivol, which Canelo had already agreed to a catch weight at 172 against the WBA light heavyweight champion for September 18th. But however, that wasn't enough time for Bivol. So I guess he's scratching that and restarting talks with Caleb Plant so he could be the first Mexican American
unified
unified
undisputed. Actually, I was reading a report. I think he'll be the first undisputed in that weight class as well.
Oh, okay.
So you think this is because this is the thing that goes on with fighting Canelo is always contract deals. It's always talking and it stops and then it comes back and it goes. You think this is some kind of game plan he's having?
No, I think he's just the A side. He's just being the A side, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that happened. Floyd Mayweather did that a lot too. When you're as big a draw as those guys are, they just want to make sure they're getting what they're worth every time as much as they can.
Yeah, because they put their body through a lot.
But the $40 million guaranteed for a replacement is ridiculous. He already knew who's gonna say no. Like not Caleb Plant, but Al Heyman. That's ridiculous.
Right.
Because COVID's going everywhere. I mean, he could simply get COVID and he's gonna fight like a 2-day replacement for $40 million. That's crazy.
Oh, I feel bad for whoever signs up to fight Canelo on 2 days' notice. Shit.
I don't. They're gonna get paid. They're gonna get a concert probably.
Payday.
Right? Well, didn't he have a concert with that one dude? What's his name? He fought that one guy everybody was pissed off at. I forgot his name, but he had some artists play like a whole concert for his walkout music. I don't know ain't shit about any kind of Latin music. Javier something about Randy or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know you fucking kids know about that. There.
Yeah, he'll definitely get paid, but he's also going to have to get knocked out because I don't see anybody going the distance with Canelo on 2 days' notice. But yeah, he'll definitely get paid. So you're right. I won't feel that bad for him.
All right, guys. Next up.
You know the saying, stay hungry, stay humble.
Yes. Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk tickets already sold out. The 60,000 seat Tottenham Hotspur Stadium has been sold out. This is the 7th fight Anthony Joshua has sold out in his 8-year career. The first one was Dominic Brazil. Second, Eric Molina. Third, Alexander Povetkin. Alexander Usyk, this would be the 4th. Joseph Parker right after that, and both Andy Ruiz fights, with one of them in the United States. So, before we hit on to the next topic, who's the bigger cash cow boxing? Canelo Alvarez or Anthony Joshua?
I still think it's Canelo Alvarez.
I
think more people want to watch him
pay-per-view buy is definitely Canelo.
Well, this would be Canelo's first pay-per-view, the Caleb Plant, since Triple G fight the second one. So we don't know his pay-per-view numbers.
That's true. But you know what? I don't understand how Joshua is such a fan pool. I guess how he pulls fans and stuff to watch him or to go see him. I mean, he's a big guy. He's a good boxer, but I'd rather watch Tyson Fury.
Yeah, I actually think Tyson Fury is a bigger star than him, Joshua. I mean,
the fighting is...
How many times has he fought in America?
Once, and he sold it out.
That's why I think it's just the England fans. They overhype and they're
I just think
about boxing.
I don't feel like they love their guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
And it was in New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where he got knocked out by Andy Ruiz. I don't like selling that out in New York, and then they fought Madison Square Garden. Like, people just want to see fights, man. Like, I really don't think it's like, oh, it's Anthony Joshua, I have to go. Like he's a good fighter. He's a big name, sure.
See, I
think the people of New York is just like Madison Square Garden is such a historic place to watch fights, and everyone hears, oh, there's this big star coming from Europe. He's fighting Madison Square Garden. I'm sure there was people in the building that didn't even know who he was. They're just there because they're rich and they can buy a seat. Like you want to tell me? I bet was Spike Lee in there? He probably was, and he probably don't even know who Anthony Joshua is.
Usually, all the celebrities come out for the boxing fights. Yeah, right, celebrities are really big. I guess fight fans.
To me,
are they fight fans or are they just being put out there so people can make it seem like?
No, I don't think in boxing fights. No, in UFC, how they have those
they get random people like Trump, they get invited.
They totally got invited. Dana totally threw here's a hotel, here's a casino. Like these guys are spending their money to come, man. This is different.
I don't know. See, we don't know.
That's the thing.
You're assuming.
I'm assuming, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is, man. Like Denzel Washington comes out for boxing fight. Even the little ones, he comes out for.
Yeah, well, I think there's some
Eddie Murphy. He
that
comes
are definitely
out.
Fans.
There's.
I mean, if you look at Shaq goes to almost a lot of the UFC.
All
fights.
of them.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of them. The ones he can make.
Yeah, he was.
But there are a lot of stars that are at all the UFC events. I agree. I know that there's some random ones there, like a Kardashian, like I think it was Kourtney Kardashian that was there. Like,
I just think the A-listers come out for the boxing events because it's been like that since the beginning of time. Like your girl gets dolled up, you come in your suit. You know what I mean? Black and white. There's smoke everywhere. It's just you come in your best. Celebrities have been there since the beginning of time. You know what I mean?
I just don't think there are stars in today's boxing scene like there was back in the day, like what you're talking about, like back when boxing was like the number one combat sport. Now MMA is creeping up on it. It might even be bigger now. Obviously there's a money gap, huge. The boxers are getting paid a lot more.
Definitely. But
as far as like pay-per-view numbers, if you look at MMA pay-per-view buys and the way UFC sells out, their events as well. I don't know, man. It's
well, they sell some stuff out, not everything, and I don't know. I think it goes both ways. There's not a lot of stars in MMA, and I think there's more stars in boxing, but it still goes the same. There's not as many as there were back in the day, but like I said, I think there's a big talent. There's not a lot of stars in both sports, but if I were to pick, I think there's way more stars right now that could potentially sell out.
I think
pay-per-view.
I think it's just certain like regions of the world, like where boxing is so much more popular than MMA. Like say England.
All of Europe. Yeah.
England is huge on boxing.
Well, it's pretty popular. MMA is pretty popular over there. They have the Cage Warriors.
Yeah,
it's been around.
MMA. I'm not saying MMA is not popular in England, but I'm saying that
it's a much younger sport than boxing.
Yes, it's a much younger sport. Yeah. So you're not going to see some 60-year-old, 50-year-old go see an MMA fight.
Yeah.
He'd rather pay money to go see a boxing fight.
In 2006 MMA was illegal everywhere.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was only just
in 2000. I think it was 2006. I read a fact yesterday.
In New York?
Yeah.
In New York, yeah.
I think it was every state except Vegas.
Well, yeah.
Because UFC was doing events different places.
They were?
Yeah.
They did a lot of events in Brazil. But in the United States, they did Vegas and California were the first, I think. And a few other places allowed them to fight, but it was really weird how
I guess
made it illegal.
I guess to me the question you got to answer with that is, let's say if Canelo Plant do agree on terms, if they do fight in like the same stadium, will they sell out? And I believe they would. I believe England fans just love boxing, that they would sell out just as fast as Joshua. Yeah, if Canelo went to go fight in England and the same stadium, he would sell out just as fast as Joshua did.
If he fought an Englishman, yeah.
I don't know, man.
No, I feel like even not fighting an Englishman.
Because like you said, they're boxing fans.
I think it would sell, but not like it would sell out.
Not like the way Joshua sells out. How fast he sell out those tickets?
Because Canelo's fought places and he didn't sell it out all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, see, I think what we need to get at is like how many
it depends on the.
What is the attendance there? What is the capacity there at where he's selling
60,000?
60,000.
Because Canelo got up to 70-something thousand.
AT&T said.
There you go.
That broke the record. Yeah. But in Texas with a bunch of Mexicans, Luis is saying.
That's that. But that's what we're saying about Joshua.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's different fan base. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
All the Mexicans gonna come and see that, man. There's no Mexicans.
But what we're saying is Canelo's just as big a star, maybe not in. Over there, but here he's probably much bigger.
How many events has he sold out? You think?
I mean,
Joshua.
Yeah.
I think. But the thing about boxing, though, you got to think about it, like a lot of the fans and stuff, the fan base. It's your countrymen. They cheer on. They go see. So the fact that Joshua could sell out over there so fast is because he's from over there. Those are his countrymen. They're gonna go support their fighter. But if say Canelo went over there, he will sell out the arena, but he won't sell it out nearly as fast as Joshua.
Joshua's record is like 80,000 or 90,000,
and he will sell it out fast.
Wembley Stadium.
Right.
And also, Joshua versus Usyk will be the first time in boxing history that two Olympic gold medalists from the same Olympic Games will fight for the heavyweight title. Oh. So there's some boxing history going on with that, guys.
Nice. That's interesting.
Nice.
All right. Next up, guys, the Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley undercard just got way better. Two more fights announced to the already stacked card. First up, Daniel Triple D Dubois versus Joe Cosamano. Daniel Dubois is a beast, man. He's one of my favorite up-and-coming heavyweights. I can't wait to see him. He's making his U.S. debut. That's really cool that he gets a chance to make his U.S. debut on the Jake Paul card when eyes are going to be watching. And opening up the card is Tyson Fury's half-brother, Tommy Fury, against MMA fighter Anthony Taylor. I don't know much about Anthony Taylor. But like I said, Tommy Fury has an outlet to showcase his skills and make his American debut as well. And that fight card is looking really good, guys. So I cannot wait for that. I know Jake Paul gets a lot of shit, but like I said in previous shows, he's putting legit talented boxers that need to be seen, that us hardcores know, and he's putting them out into the mainstream for everyone to see. And it's awesome. I'm telling you right now, Daniel Triple D Dubois is someone you're going to see fighting for the heavyweight title soon. And you're going to be watching him right now. You know what I mean? And because TDFK podcast told you, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think he doubles the pay-per-view sales that he did against Askren?
I don't know if he doubles, but I think he's gonna get $1 million for sure.
Yeah, I think it'll do better than Askren. Yeah, I think Woodley's a little more known. He was a UFC champion. I know. Askren was a champion in multiple promotions too, but he wasn't, a champion. I think he was champion in one for a long time, and one doesn't get the coverage here in America the way that the UFC does. So I think Tyron's just a bigger name, here. So yeah, I think it'll do better. I don't think it'll double it though.
So that Anthony Taylor guy that's fighting Fury's half brother, he's an MMA fighter.
Yeah,
he fought for Bellator.
Nice. So he's fighting Fury.
Tommy Fury.
Tommy Fury. Yeah, I know it's not fucking Tyson Fury.
So, this is half brother. He's good, man. He's long and lanky. He's
a big guy, right?
He looks good. He looks good, man. He looks really good, and but he's still green.
There was rumors about him fighting Jake Paul.
Yeah, maybe this is the planting the seed and watering it right here.
Yeah, maybe after they both win, they'll stand in the if Jake Paul wins.
Oh, yeah. I'm hoping he wins.
You're hoping Jake Paul wins?
Yeah, dude. I'm not saying I'm becoming a fan of him, but I love what he's doing. I love the exposure he's giving to the sport, not only to boxing but also to MMA. I mean, half the guys he's fighting, people got to look him up.
Showcasing MMA
exactly.
He's giving them their.
He calls Dana out a lot too. I like that.
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully, he wins and just gets bigger and bigger.
What'd you think about that Sleepy McGregor chain he made?
I love it.
It was pretty cool looking, right?
Yeah, that was pretty.
To have that kind of money to just do that shit.
To just throw that away, $100,000. He says it was $100,000.
And then like his fights, he puts like Steve's been saying, he's allowing these
good fighters
showcase themselves.
Right.
A platform to
on his last card, wasn't it? Regis Prograis, right?
Yeah, Regis Prograis was like one of the first ones that we seen on the card. And he's a great fighter, and his only loss was a close decision against Josh Taylor, man. And we know how good Josh Taylor is. And then we seen one of my favorite fighters at 154, Jared Swift Hurd, go to war with an unknown guy, a Cinderella.
You got that?
No, I can't. Cinderella story. You know what I mean? It really was, because Luis Arias was not supposed to do that against a guy, a former world champion, like Jared Hurd. And
he looked great, man.
And now we got Daniel Dubois and Tommy Fury, two UK fighters that it's so hard for UK fighters to cross over.
Yeah.
Because how many UK fighters have we seen? Not that many.
And that's another point that I was saying, how over there in UK it's in boxing,
they all stay local.
Yeah, it's just they rather have the more popular people, the people that bring the crowds, and it's hard for lower guys who are trying to make their way up showcase themselves, and the fact that they're allowing these guys on their card, their undercard, is pretty impressive. I mean, Jake Paul is not someone. I mean, from what he tweets and what he talks about other people and other promoters, and he doesn't seem like someone to try to not bring down. He seems like he wants to bring other people up with him as he's moving up. And
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Luis is kind of like soccer culture. How first and foremost, yes, there's those big clubs. Mm-hmm. Like I know I'm a West Ham supporter, but the first and foremost, their first love is their local clubs. Like for us, it would be SAFC, something like that. So yeah, the Brits love their guys, man, and they just support it, man. I love how passionate they are, for sports, man. Like
for combat sports, especially.
Yeah, watching like a soccer game or even a boxing fight, just seeing how crazy they get, man. Yeah. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
All right, guys. Next up, Javonta Davis versus Keith Thurman. Leonard Ellerby ready to make the Thurman versus Tank. He tweeted out, "I'd make that fight in a nanosecond." And there's also rumors Tank Davis versus Amir Khan. What do you think is the better matchup?
Thurman.
Think so?
Davis knocks Khan out eventually. I think it'll be similar to what we saw Canelo do to him. I think Khan will have some success just because he is a good boxer. He's extremely fast.
Khan is so good. He's just that chin, man.
Yep.
He was beating Canelo. He beats a lot of people, bro.
Yep.
He was winning, and it's just that punch resistance, man.
Yeah.
I think the same thing too, Jeff. I think Thurman is too good. Not too good, but I think he'd be a way tougher test because I think Thurman is a natural 147 guy, and he's big and he's fast and he hits hard.
Yeah, hopefully it gets made, man. That sounds like a great fight. I can't wait. Hopefully they make that within the next few days. You said that they're like, I know it's not official, but it's being like they're gonna work on it, or it's just a rumor right now.
It's rumored, but
okay.
For Leonard Ellerby to be like in a nanosecond, it's quoted.
Right. That's good.
They're trying to do stuff with Tank. They're trying to make, you know what I mean, and
it's a risky fight though. Like when I look back on the Tank fight, how they made Tank versus Barrios, like yeah, I'm a Barrios supporter because he's from here. You know, we went to the same school, and you know, so I'll right off the bat, I'm gonna support this guy. Yeah, he went to our high school.
He went Southwest.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I didn't even know he went to our high. Wow.
Get out of here.
Anyway, yeah, we support him, right? But right away, man, I knew like Tank Davis is the man. You know, special, like in this fight, he's a special fighter, and there's no way that they're making this like they're making this fight. They're gonna use Barrios as a stepping stone. You know, like they're gonna use him to build Tank up, and it just felt wrong from the beginning.
He knocked out a big 140 guy. He moved up.
You know, and so I don't know if they'll risk fighting or you know putting him against Thurman because Thurman's a legit test for him. Yeah, and but it's not a win. It's not gonna be a win the way the Barrios fight was. You know, this fight could Thurman could legitimately win this fight. You know.
Yeah, but Davis is no spring chicken, so.
What do you mean? He's like young.
He's not that young.
He's very young.
Compared to the up and coming guys, no, isn't he?
He's a little older. He's 26, I think.
Yeah, he's 26. Thurman's a full man.
Thurman's older.
I thought Davis was.
Davis was already in his 30s.
Is he 30?
No, I thought he was high 20s. Like,
no, sir.
Like 27.
Excuse me.
26, I think.
No, yeah, he is 26 by 27.
Yeah,
he's
26.
Young, yeah, that's
he's young. I mean, he's the younger. He's the older, like out of the guys like Garcia, Haney.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, I think it's now the time for him to start getting bigger challenges instead of just.
If that were to happen and he's successful against either, I think the Khan is a better match because he's a bigger name than Thurman. People know Amir Khan because he fought Canelo Alvarez.
That's true. Yeah,
you know what I mean. And
he fought Pacquiao. Thurman fought Pacquiao.
And, well, yeah, that's true.
Well, how did that go for him?
I know, right?
But
shocker.
If he wins that fight, you think he's the ultimate A side at that 135?
He beat Tank. I mean,
right?
Who else is there that would be A side?
Well, I mean, at 135 is stacked. I mean, there's Teofimo Lopez. There's David Haney.
That's right, dude. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking they were the division
because he's talking about moving up to 147 to do this, fight just for accolades wise. You know what I mean? I don't think he would stay there.
Yeah, now even if he were to beat Davis, I still think Lopez is. I mean, I don't know about
Lopez is the big.
I don't know about like their draw power, man. I'm talking about like just the power ranking, I guess. Like if you're gonna look at them and say like based off their performances, who the best is right now, I still would lean towards Teofimo Lopez because he beat Loma, man.
Yeah, the best. But I was referring to what you were saying. First time draw power. Yes. Okay. All right, guys. That's all I have for boxing news and rumors. And I'll kick it over back to Jeff for the fight reviews.
All right, UFC 265, Lewis versus Gane. We had Amanda Nunes fall off this card, which is disappointing. But I think overall, this was a pretty good fight card. What would you guys say?
Yeah, it was pretty good, man. It would have been way better for Amanda Nunes to be on there.
Definitely way better.
Just so we could see someone get smashed.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. All this card needed was somebody just to get destroyed. And that's what Amanda Nunes would have provided.
There were still some good fights. I mean, Jeff's gonna go over them, but yeah, like Jose Aldo and
right.
And the main event was okay. I'm not gonna say it was the best heavyweight fight I've ever seen.
It was amazing.
We'll get into this.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get right into it. We'll start with the feature prelim, and that was Bobby Green versus Rafael Fiziev. And by the way, this was fight of the night. If you missed this fight, I don't know how you call yourself a fight fan because this fight was one of those fights that was hyped up. All throughout the build up to this card, it was hyped up as fight of the night potential. And guess what? It got fight of the night. It delivered. It was an awesome fight. Both guys fought. I don't know. What did you guys enjoy yourselves?
Oh no, I did. I liked it. I thought Bobby Green, like we were talking, showed his toughness because he did get hit a lot in the first 2 rounds. And Fiziev, I could punch himself out towards the end of the third, and that's when Bobby Green pushed it, but it was already too late by that point.
Yeah, it was. I think he just kind of ran out of time. Kind of looked like Green kind of fought like a Nate Diaz type style fight where he just absorbs all the damage.
He had his hands down the whole entire fight. The first round, I think his hands never
went. All 3 rounds, dude.
Oh, yeah.
He just absorbed all the shots. Fiziev was hitting him with some bombs, man, and he took them all, and he just kept coming forward, dude, and in the third round, I mean, the momentum was really shifting to Green, man. If that was a 5-round fight, I think Green would have got the finish.
Yeah, I could have seen that.
But yeah, that was a awesome fight. That was a feature prelim. Let's move on to the first fight on the main card, which was Song Yadong versus Casey Kenny. And this fight, to me too, it delivered. Like I didn't expect either one of these guys to dominate. I thought it was going to be a very competitive fight because these guys are both very skilled bantamweights and very well-rounded bantamweights. I did pick Kenny by decision. It was Song Yadong who ended up winning this fight by split decision. But it was a great fight. Both guys got to show their skills, and it was fun. Did y'all get to catch this one?
Yeah, it was cool because DJ's stepdad kept yelling at the TV, saying those damn commies taking over our country. And then what's her name? DJ's cousin was cheering for what's his name? Samyong Dong?
Samyong Dong.
Yeah, and he turned around, he's like, "You like commies or what? You don't want us?"
No,
hilarious.
way.
But I have something for Samyong Dong, man. So. Some communist music for him. You know what I mean? They're taking over, dude. Pay our tributes. We're gonna be the first communist podcast.
Hey, and I mean, he looked really good. He looked. I think he looked really good.
Yeah, he came in with a game plan and he executed.
It was a great technical striking match.
Exactly.
And it was funny too because at the end, DC was interviewing him and told him like, "Hey, I thought you were gonna use some ground game. You know, that's what you were talking coming into this fight." And Song Yadong is like, "Well, if I'm better at striking, why do I want to do the ground game?"
Exactly. Yeah, I thought Song Yadong was had a slight advantage on the feet, and he was just a step ahead of Kenny. The whole fight, he landed the bigger shots, and he won. It was a close fight, competitive fight, but I did think when the fight ended, before the results were read, I did feel like Yadong did enough to get the win there. So yeah, let's move on to the next fight on the main card, and that was Tisha Torres versus Angela Hill. And I know I picked Torres, but she didn't win the way I thought she was going. I'll be honest, man. I thought she was going to wrestle, and she didn't. She was content. Surprising to me that she was clearly the better striker of the two.
Yeah, she was throwing the harder punches, landing better counters.
Yep.
Hill was just absorbing, and she was just trying to move forward on her. But it was a good fight back and forth. It was kind of back and forth, and then you just start seeing Hill. It started slipping away from her.
Yeah, exactly.
Near the end of the second round, and then coming into the third, she was pushing to try to win, but it was hard. She was already too far back, I think.
Yeah, that should have been Hill's fight to win, man. If it was a striking fight. Exactly,
man. That's what I thought, Steve. I thought that if the fight did take place on the feet for 3 rounds, I thought it would have been much closer. But Tisha Torres, man, that was impressive. To me, that's impressive.
She's kicking herself right now, man. Angela Hill's kicking herself.
Yeah, she should have had that on.
She should have had this.
Yeah, let's move on to the next fight on the main card. That's Michael Chiesa versus Vincent Luque. And Luis, again, Luis called it. What was the fight? Well, you called something like pretty, like almost spot on last week. Oh, it was AJ McKee. You said he's going to catch him.
Yeah, with the leg
catch
kick.
Pitbull with a head kick early in the first round, and that's what happened. Well, this fight, Luis called Vincent Luque by submission, and what do you know?
And if you don't believe us, it's on Verdict for proof, all right? And also, guys, add us on Verdict. We want all you guys on Verdict so we compare picks. Add us, you know what I mean? Be part of the TDFK.
Definitely.
This is for you, Luis.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Yeah, that's a great call, man. I had Chiesa winning by, I think I had him by decision.
Yes, I had him by decision, but my verdict I put submission. But
same here.
Just to get extra points, but because it was possible. But gun to my head, I thought he was just gonna wet blanket him and just hold him down.
Yep, we were almost right, Steve. After the fight, Luque is quoted saying that Chiesa's rear naked choke was 80% in. That is like close to getting choked out right there, man. And
yeah, because if you watch it, you see him motioning like he was about to tap, and then I guess it loosened up on him.
I think, yeah.
And he loosened up enough to get out of it. But it looked
exactly.
Like he was ready to start tapping.
That's what I was telling Jeff, that it looked like it, but like on the motion of the turn, that's when he was able to slip out and basically reverse the position.
I think he was just thinking about it, like, should I tap? And then no, I'm gonna roll out this thing. So
Man,
Yep.
What is next for Luke though?
Dude, that's I was about to ask that question. You're right, Luis. It's a good question.
At this point, I say you give him a top 5 guy at this point.
And give him Leon Edwards.
That would be a good.
I mean, they have fought before.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, Edwards won.
Okay.
Yeah, by unanimous decision. But it was a very competitive fight. And I'll say this: I think Luque has improved since then more than Leon Edwards has.
What about no, that's lightweight. Never mind.
I would love to see him fight his buddy Burns.
Oh, that's never gonna happen.
You don't think so?
No, that won't happen.
But
But Luque's called out
Most
Usman.
friends don't fight friends.
Yeah, and it seemed like they're pretty close, so I don't think that would happen.
Unless you're
Look, Burns was in his corner. You know, it's not. You saw him, right?
If you're Luque at this point, get the bag, bro. Call out Nate Diaz. Easy, man. Easy
I think he has.
Easy.
Yeah, I think he'll knock him out.
Easy money.
Yeah, money. That's just a payday fight.
Luque
That's what I'm
did call out Usman. He did call out the winner of Usman and Colby. I would love to see it. You know, I think that Luque presents a tougher stylistic matchup to Usman than Leon Edwards does.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, you can't do that. You lost to the guy in decision, and the guy's on the 12th fight winning streak. Or no, how?
Yeah, but the argument Luque has is Edwards has already lost to Usman, and he's never fought him. So that's a good argument too. I mean, and Luque at least has, jiu-jitsu to give Usman something else to think about. And yeah, I think if Edwards and Usman fight again, Usman's just gonna fucking take him down, dude.
No, yeah, I believe you on that.
It's gonna be the same thing that happened in their first fight. Honestly, I think, and again, I think that between Usman and Edwards, I think Usman's striking has improved more than Edwards' wrestling has since the first time Usman and Edwards fought. So yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Edwards is deserving of a title shot. He has won I think a 10-fight unbeaten streak right now.
Something like that.
Yeah, he's won a lot of fights. So yeah, I wouldn't be upset if they give it to him. But also, I wouldn't be upset if they gave it to Luque either, just because of the matchup, and we've never seen it before, you know. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one. What do you guys think of Aldo Munoz?
It was a good fight, man. I wanted to pick Aldo, but my pick was Pedro Munoz because Aldo, even though it was a 3-round fight, he slows down, and he was slowing down in that second round. But guess what? Munoz slowed down even more.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. So I did get that part right, but Munoz, man, that could have been his fight. He could have took it over, but he gassed too.
What's crazy though is it looked like Aldo slowed down, but come the third round, he came out. He threw that three combo.
Oh yeah, he kept on throwing that 3-punch combo.
He came out, I guess, more action,
more volume.
Yeah, and then he did in the first two. Like he was saving it, but even his corner, I think they were translating, saying his corner was saying, "All right, it's time to turn it up." You know, like he was holding himself because it's a 3-round fight. He's used to pacing himself for 5 rounds,
right?
And so the fact that he can just go empty, in 3 rounds, it's even better. But he looked, man, that body punch combination he was throwing was
not only that,
beautiful.
I think the difference in the fight was that jab. It kept landing.
Yeah, that jab was out there.
Kept snapping.
He took away Munoz's leg kicks.
And not only that,
and then he was kicking him in the last round.
Munoz kept on throwing so many unnecessary spinning back kicks.
Yeah.
I think they were so unnecessary.
I think he was just
he was throwing a lot of spinning, shit, and I was like, "What are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
There's not even close to landing."
Yeah, all he was doing was wearing himself out.
Yeah, I had Aldo by decision. I did think it was going to be more competitive, though. I don't think this was very competitive at all. I think that Aldo just schooled him, man. I think that's what it came down to. Aldo schooled him. He just showed he was on another level. He was landing the better leg kicks. We thought Munoz was going to come in and be the one, but Aldo reminded us, real quick that,
he can still do it.
He can still throw leg kicks too.
Every Aldo fight, I keep thinking the shoe's gonna drop, but he just keeps looking better.
He's gonna get a title shot soon.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. I mean, he wants TJ Dillashaw next.
Yeah,
that would be great.
That'd be a great fight.
Yeah,
that's a fan fight right there.
Yeah, it is, man. Oh, I would love to see those two guys fight. God, I hope they make that fight. I actually rather see Aldo fight Dillashaw than see Aldo fight, Jan again, or even Sterling. I'd rather see Dillashaw. The matchup is just awesome. I want it to be 5 rounds though. I would actually lean Dillashaw if it's 5 rounds.
5 rounds. I think Dillashaw would walk away with it. I mean, who knows? Dillashaw is known to not have a good chin either, so
it's true.
Anything can happen.
One thing I noticed in the fight with Aldo and Munoz, I forgot to mention earlier, is Aldo looks so much bigger, man. And I didn't expect him to be that much bigger. And Munoz is he's a smaller bantamweight, man. And yeah, Aldo.
By the way, how long has it been since Dillashaw's fought Sandhagen?
Like 3 weeks, a month maybe.
In my eyes, he gets a coin. He hasn't got caught with nothing. He gets a coin.
Nice. Yeah, that's true, man.
That's for Dillashaw, by the way.
That was for Dillashaw. Good job, buddy.
Good job. Stay clean.
There you go.
Hey, he looked good, right? Like,
Yeah.
he looked good. He looked good physically.
For having all those injuries.
Yeah, he looked good. He looked like he was still in shape. A lot of time when these guys step away from competition for 2 years and they come back, you see that they lose muscle mass. You see that they look slower. Like, you can tell a big difference. To me, Dillashaw didn't look that bad, man. Like, he didn't look like he was gone for long at all. So, yeah, hopefully Aldo Dillashaw's next. Time for the main event, guys. And I'll just start off by saying that I was very, very disappointed in Derek Lewis's approach to the fight. Now, I know closing the distance, that's what we're all saying he should have done, right? Get in there, make it ugly. And I know it's easier said than done, but I expected Derek Lewis to come out and be willing to take a shot or two to get in and make the fight ugly. And he wasn't willing to do that. And to me, he fought the same fight that Volkov and the other guy before him, Rosenstrike. He fought the same fight they did, except he just didn't last as long as them, you know? And that was disappointing to me. Like, I felt like if you're on his team, if you're in his corner, if you're his coach, you tell him, look, man, I'm not gonna bullshit with you. You don't have the gas tank to go 5 rounds with this guy. You don't have the gas tank to stand at distance with him. You don't have the skill set to stand at distance with him and trade, a point fight with this guy. You're too slow, and you need to get in, make it ugly, try to drag him to the ground and get on top of him and finish him. Something. But I don't know, man. I was disappointed. Lewis didn't do none of that.
I mean, if you're looking at it from like where he's coming from, I think it was the nerves. I think being at home
That's a good point.
caused a lot of issues. Because if you looked at him before the fight even started, he was drenching in sweat.
Yeah.
I wonder if, like, when you're nervous and you're about to get on stage and play, you just can't stop sweating. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, because I've played before, and going on stage, if you're nervous and you're not ready or you're not prepared or you're doubting yourself, you're just nervous. And when you're nervous, man, you just can't stop sweating.
See,
and you looked at him, and before even the fight even started, he was drenched.
Yeah, no, I would like to follow that your comments with excuse my French, but fuck you and fuck those excuses. Hell no, dude.
I mean, it's a head game.
Nah,
though.
you can't.
I kind of side with DJ here.
I'm not saying he should have done
Guys,
more, but it's hard to say what he's battling within his head. I mean,
yeah, DJ knows, and because he's referring to his second job at the strip club. He is a male exotic dancer, and he knows all about going on stage.
And
he sells out the clubs here.
You don't know
capacity.
if you're gonna go. Am I gonna reach the top of the pole this time and do that twirl? Because the money's coming if that comes out.
No, but in all seriousness, I mean, you can't do that. I mean, you got to blame his game plan. You got to blame his coaching. You got to blame his strategy. I mean, it looked like he didn't come with no strategy.
I agree.
It looked like he came in literally what he was exactly saying. I got 25 minutes to touch him once. It looked like he was waiting for that. It looked like he ran out of energy after the first head kick he tried.
I mean, I'm not giving him an excuse, but I mean, if you watch that fight, this guy was drenched in sweat.
Yeah, it's his hometown,
and you're
in front of his own people,
your family, your friends.
I told Steve before the fight, that's what he gets for touching the belt before you win it. I'm telling you, bro.
Well, there you go.
I think the nerves won that fight.
Yeah, there's certain guys that can't handle that.
So we talked a lot about Lewis. Let's talk a little bit about Ciryl Gane because
he's impressive.
Yeah, he's a real deal, dude. People got to see a superstar this weekend. Superstar being born. In my opinion, he was already.
Is he a superstar?
Is that
kind of style going to sell pay-per-views?
No,
that was a finish.
So. No,
it was a finish.
Yeah, but I don't think that style's going to sell pay-per-views. People were booing.
Yeah, so you watch
people booing because they were beating their hometown guy.
Yeah, exactly. They were booing for that.
That's why it was not boring. You can look at that fight and say that was boring fight.
No, not Smooth Steven Cruz. I'm talking about casuals. That's not a casual. Yeah, that's not a casual style.
It's like you look at Wonder Boy. And his style, right? It kind of mimics the same.
Yeah.
And Machida and his style kind of mimics the same.
Right.
The knockouts, that'll great gain the crowd, right? But this fighting style is super boring because he's in, he's out. From an audience point of view, it's super boring because he's in, he's out, he's in, he's out. He's not taking damage, and he's only doing pepper punches. pepper kicks, nothing really serious. And then when he really wants to land, he'll land, and then the game's over.
Yeah, when he breaks you down. But the thing is, MMA fans are used to full on force,
just
riot,
biting each other, full on.
I think
especially in the heavyweight division.
I think the sport is evolving, and the fan base. It might take a little longer, but it will evolve too, to where people appreciate this. Because I'm gonna say this right now. I don't think there has been a heavyweight striker as skilled as Ciryl Gane ever in the history of the sport. Not even Francis. Francis, to me, is a one-trick pony. He's gonna land a big shot on you and knock you out. I don't think there's any skill really involved. He's just a big dude who can cover ground fast. And I mean, look at the way he knocked out Rosenstrike. Look at how ugly that shit was. Like, he just fucking bull rushed him. Some of them weren't even punches that he threw. He was just like flailing at him, like with his chin all high in the air. Ciryl Gane is as technical as they come. He's as composed as they come. And guess what? He can do this shit for 5 rounds, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not doubting his talent or what he's capable of. Being one of the best, could possibly go down as one of the best heavyweights
ever.
I mean, his career is still young, but the fact that his style is very boring to watch, especially put him up against a dominant wrestler. DC in his prime versus him, now how boring that fight would be. DC was just holding down.
I don't know. Gane has a really good ground game too.
You got to look at it from a casual perspective. You think that's exciting. We're getting stiffies, but a casual doesn't want to watch heavyweights go for more than 2 rounds. He's going to go to the 4th round. And he's breaking them down. They don't want to see that.
Wonder Boy and Tyron Woodley.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But I mean, his style. Like I'm with Jeff. Like, he's great.
Yeah,
he's
we like that style. But like I said, like my casual friends, we would think they would love Israel Adesanya. They hate Izzy. They think he's boring.
Yeah.
They don't see the skill. They don't see that. But it's because he's been every headlining card he had. It's been. But that's what they remember.
Isn't it the same thing as kind of saying how Mayweather?
Absolutely.
Yes. But the thing is, nobody came to see Mayweather. They came to see him lose.
Yeah,
exactly. Wouldn't it be the same thing?
No, because he's not.
He doesn't have a big mouth. Is that why?
Yeah. Well, not that. Put a mouth on Gane, and he's gonna sell because people are gonna want to see this guy. I can see that. Yeah,
because he's just a nice, humble guy. I'll give you that.
He's a good guy.
But you know what? Right?
I mean, he's not.
He's
not that good.
I don't know.
Like right now, it just. Casual fans don't want to see that, but right now, Ciryl Gane is like,
dude,
he's eating some French bread. And
to me, what amazes me is this guy only has 10 professional fights, and he's doing this.
That's another good point, man.
I mean, John Jones was the same boat. I mean, they've been advertising both of them lately.
Yeah. They've been comparing his career startup to John Jones's.
Yeah, they both captured a belt.
Yeah, I think they said Gane is like 31 days behind Jones's track of when he got the belt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's not. I mean, I love the guy. I love his fighting. I love his fighting style. I love what he's doing in the heavyweight division. It's changing. It's going to change the heavyweight division to make it move up and evolve better. I mean, this is a young sport. Everybody's going to be evolving, right? I mean, it's still going to be growing. You're going to get these people like him coming in and changing the style and the mindset and game plan of how to win a fight against someone like him. It's good in
He's
that
a hard
aspect,
puzzle to solve.
But majority of these fans, these casual fans, that only want to see a Conor McGregor, someone yap their mouth and then come out there be flashy.
Either get knocked out or
they wanted to
out.
see Lewis win. Because that style they want. They just want someone to get fucking clobbered real quick.
See, I'm different. I think that is boring. To me, that is boring.
Well, it's because we're looking at it from the hardcore. That's just said you got to put yourself in the casual perspective.
Yeah. No, I
guess
see,
I can't, man.
I see what you're saying, Steve. Yeah. Let's say hypothetically he comes out, does the same thing to Ngannou.
Yeah.
Will he get fans to be right behind him? TKO's gone on the 3rd round after wearing him out.
I actually think that's what's going to happen.
He'll get more fans, but I don't know. It's just, you know what I mean?
I read something that said the UFC is growing rapidly in France right now. So, yeah, his country is going to get behind him for sure. And I think, like I said, I think fans will start to appreciate when they see what he's doing. And you know what? Before I forget, if you're listening to this right now, let us know in the comments if you think Ciryl Gane is boring. Because I want to know what you guys think. I don't think there's anything boring about the guy. Like, to me, seeing a guy that's 6'4" or 5", 240 pounds, bounce in and out like he's 170 pounds and throw these lightning fast kicks. And, you know, to me, that's like, I'm zoned in. Like, that's like entertaining to me. I'm like, damn, this dude is like a special
I knew
human being.
In the first round when he was kind of throwing leg kicks, it looked like he was tapping them. But he was just checking to see if Lewis would check any of them. And as soon as he found out that Lewis wasn't going to check anything.
But to see if he would counter with a strike, with a right hand, you know? That's what he was doing.
As soon as he saw that Lewis wasn't going to do that, nothing, I was like, oh, game over. He was going to tear his legs up eventually.
Yep. And that's what happened.
He was tearing that.
And real quick, guys. So he is the interim champ. We know who the champ is. I want some early predictions right now, Luis. Who do you got?
I just said it. I say he's doing the exact same thing. He's going to wear him out. He's going to avoid the power. He's going to tear up his legs and TKO him in the fourth.
DJ?
I totally agree with what Luis said. I see Gane. He's the real deal. I think he's the next level of competition for heavyweights to mimic or be like. You know, I see him winning this fight. I see him just being in and out and picking them apart. I mean, they used to be training partners, so he knows what he's capable of. Yep. Yeah, they may not have gone full out. I'm pretty sure there's times where they have gone full out, but he's well aware of what's going on, and he seems like he's ready for that. So that means he knows something. Yeah, you know, usually if you're a training partner and you're talking about you fighting your old training partner, you can see it either in two ways, where he's like, "No, I don't know about that," or he's ready for it. And if he's ready for it, that means they see something.
I bet you Ngannou was.
And Canelo, you know, they were training partners at one time. They sparred.
Yeah.
So I see him winning.
Who?
Gane.
Okay. Surreal.
Yeah, Cyril Gane. But I want to see what he would do with someone like Jones. John Jones.
Or even Stipe. I would love to.
I don't know about
That'd
Stipe.
be a good technical match.
I think Stipe is too slow, too. I think Stipe is too flat-footed for him.
Who you got?
Stipe does move, but...
Right now, I have Ngannou. I think he could knock him out.
So, do you think if he does, you think it has to be early though, or?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be early. It's not gonna be no fourth or fifth round knockout or nothing like that. It's gonna be early and quick. Pounce on him like he fucking pounced on Rosenstrike.
Right. See that's where I think that
just bomb rush him.
I think that Ngannou will do that. I don't think Francis will make the same mistake that Rosenstrike made, the same mistake Volkov made, the same mistake Lewis made. I don't think he's gonna stand on the outside too long. I think he is going to rush in. And he is going to try to land something big pretty quick. The difference is, I think Cyril Gane is well-rounded enough to dip down or change levels and get Ngannou to the ground early. I think that there will be a takedown in the first round. Gane will take Francis down and just wear him out like that, man. I think that the next round we're looking at a knockout. I'm picking Gane by knockout in the second round because he does make Ngannou work in the first round. He does get that takedown and gas him out. You know, like might gas him out fully, but just wear on him.
Do you think he needs to put on more weight to be able to take him down?
No, because in this fight, when him and Lewis got to the clinch, I thought Lewis was going to be way stronger. To me, it looked like Gane was stronger than he was.
Yeah. And he's only, I think they're only like 4 pounds
difference. It was 20, bro.
There's 20 pounds difference?
Yeah.
Lewis was 264.
No, I'm not talking about Lewis. I'm talking about...
Ngannou.
No, Ngannou, well, last time he weighted in at 265.
260,
really?
Yeah, he's heavier. He's bigger. I don't remember exactly what Francis weighed in last, but
it was 265
I do know that it was up there.
For the belt.
Yeah, I don't think it was 20 pounds under the limit. The heavyweight limit, like what's his name is like.
Yeah, because Gane is 247.
Yeah, so
246.
So like 3 of us got Gane, and 1 of us got Francis. Those are early predictions though, so we'll see how we're feeling on fight week.
I'm excited for it, man. I love seeing this. I know people don't like, and I get it because I mean me like I was saying the example earlier. I hated watching Mayweather fight. I hated it.
Oh yeah, you did. I liked it. I enjoyed it, man.
I didn't just because I didn't like his big mouth. I was one of the ones to watch it to see him.
I enjoyed it for 2 reasons. I did want to see him lose. I'm not gonna lie. Mm-hmm. I wanted to see him lose, but I also appreciated did you? I mean, we all watched him versus Mayweather. Did you see Canelo versus Mayweather? Did you see like just his defensive brilliance in there? Like when he was fighting Canelo, like God, dude, like. Some of the things that he was doing in there, like he made Canelo look silly. You know,
and
he was young at the time.
And people don't know shit about boxing. Mayweather runs, but I look at videos, I look at highlights. I don't see no running. He's in the damn pocket,
I
right in front of him.
Yeah. No,
and you just can't touch him.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree with you. I mean, it's just for casuals and people that don't watch it often. It's boring and it's a frustrating style to watch.
I never seen him run. I've always seen him hug.
Yeah, I call it running because I feel like it's a very I say that about all defensive boxers. I say that about Billy Joe Saunders. I said he was going to run against Canelo, but because it's like they force you to chase them and then they engage on their terms and then they're out again and like you're chasing them. So Mayweather would do. You have to hunt him down and he'll engage you on his terms and he'll hit you 2 or 3 times solid and then he's out and then you're like fuck.
Exactly, but to me the MMA equivalent is Khabib. Because Khabib just takes people down, doesn't let them do anything.
I think Khabib is different because he goes forward the whole fight.
See, because you're a hardcore. That's all.
That's what I
one of our early arguments.
Yes, one of the time y'all were arguing
defensive boxing, and I was like, well, it's kind of like grappling.
Exactly.
People hate
I
it.
agree
Casuals
with you
hate it, but you're all, no, it's aggressive. I was like,
but to me,
no,
it's offensive. That's the difference.
I know
defensively is not.
Well, it is.
Well, it's a type of defense still.
Offense. Yeah, I don't think that's.
I agree with Steve with that because grappling is a type of defense. I mean, you're literally holding the guy down,
it's
not letting him do
defense.
anything.
It's literally offense. It's literally offense.
It's a defense and an offense because you could stall and hold there, like GSP style.
Lay and pray.
You don't have to do anything. You could just stall there.
I mean, if all you're doing is stalling, they pick you up. You have to be doing.
It's
something.
also a defensive move if the guy had the better stand-up game, and so you just bring him down to your level.
But what if you're just that great of a grappler? You're not
exactly. And then you can say the same thing. Mayweather's just that great of a defensive boxer.
It's just, I guess if you see it, I mean,
both defenses lead to offense because on the ground game you get a submission or a ground and pound, and a defense you could get a counter.
Yeah.
See, but the difference in our views is I just don't view wrestling as defense. I view it as offense.
It could be offense, but a lot of times, 90% of the MMA use it as stalling.
Yeah, or well, in early MMA, it was like if you're losing on the feet, in order to defend yourself from taking punishment on a stand-up game, you do a shoot. Yeah. You shoot.
I mean, maybe Khabib's not a good example. Maybe another example is a guy that just fought Chiesa. That's all he does. Takes people down. No, Michael Chiesa. All he does is take people down and hugs them on the ground. He doesn't really have that much offense.
I think he has the second most rear naked chokes in.
No, but I know that. What I'm saying is like he just holds them down like most of the fights and wears them out. Like he doesn't.
Yeah, but see, to me, that's still not defense. Like he's being offensive, like with his wrestling. You know what I mean? Like I don't view it as defense. I get you.
Like, to me, I just view it as in for people that don't really watch it and don't really appreciate the sport of it.
The same. It's the counter.
It's boring it's boring and frustrating to watch.
It's just a part of the sport, It's
like if I wanted to make you an MMA fan and you've never seen it before, I would not make you watch a Khabib fight.
Let me put it to you this way, though.
Yeah, I'll put it that way.
I'll show you Khabib McGregor.
No,
I'll show you Khabib
I still wouldn't show you that, bro. That
show you Khabib Gaethje.
It's a good fight because you're already a fan. But if I wanted
to
make you an MMA
what happens if you get 2 defensive boxers?
It just depends on the styles.
What if you get 2 wrestlers?
That depends.
You're gonna see action.
Yeah, but that goes.
If you get 2 defensive boxers,
I get it, and that goes the same thing with what Steve said. If he wanted to get you into boxing, he's not gonna show you a 2 defensive boxers.
They're not just gonna stand there. One's gonna have to engage. Because Canelo is a defensive boxer, and so is Mayweather. And what happened? Yeah. Canelo had to engage.
You know what? I'll agree with you there. When you use Canelo as an example, your argument is strengthened because Canelo is. Like I think he uses that to knock his counters to knock people out.
Yeah, he's a counter puncher.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like defense leads to offense, just like in football.
So if you were trying to get somebody to watch MMA, you wouldn't show them McGregor?
No, I would not show him McGregor Khabib. No, that's too long and too much ground game. If I was gonna show him, I would show him something crazy like Gaethje versus Poirier or something.
I would show him
Lawler versus
Hooker versus
anybody
Poirier.
in title defense.
Something crazy like that. If I really wanted
Poirier is a good one. Yeah.
Like if I wanted to make you guys boxing fans, I wouldn't show you a Mayweather.
I think
fight.
that's how you make casuals right there. That's how you make a casual. You're just gonna show them this, and they're gonna expect this all the time. And if it ain't this, they're gonna boo.
Well, I know that, but the thing is that you have to get them engaged first,
and then once they're engaged,
you know what I mean. I'm gonna be like, all right, DJ, to make sure you're gonna be a boxing hardcore, I'm gonna show you Mayweather fights. Like I gotta get him engaged first.
Like for me, the first fight that got me hooked to UFC or MMA was Frank Trigg and Matt Hughes. They're both wrestlers.
Yeah,
there you
go.
And slamming them down and then choking them out, and then the second round, getting racked and then
No, it was all one round.
It was that's the second fight. The second fight was getting racked, getting almost choked out.
Yep,
reversing it, picking him up
all the way to the other corner,
to
his corner, and slamming his ass. Yeah,
and then choking his ass.
That was that's my favorite fight.
Why even show Moreno Figueiredo? It was all stand up, and then ended up in a submission.
So
yeah. Those are all great fights, by the way.
All right. Anything else to add to the UFC 260?
Well, I guess to me, my last question would be what's next for Lewis?
Anybody?
Someone in the top 5 again.
Yeah.
To
reiterate
his status.
Do you think that was his last chance at a title?
I think it might be.
No. You think so?
I think it might be.
I think he might be figured out.
He retired one time, didn't he? Didn't he step away? I want to say not too long ago he retired, but then he came back. It was not long. I think that I'm thinking Derek Lewis might step away soon. I don't know, but I just feel like he just lost. He like
all momentum. Yeah.
All his momentum. He's got to start over now, and I don't know if he's ready to do that. I don't know if he wants to do that. You know?
I think you're a puncher. You're gonna give it your all. You know, and he's a knockout artist. He's the kind of a gatekeeper, you can say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, only a few people manage to beat him. I think everybody he fights have the ability to beat Lewis.
Yeah,
because Lewis just lands that punch. Mm-hmm. He has that puncher shot. And then a puncher shot, you know, you can beat anybody basically. But like he always says, you just gotta land that one punch, right? So,
yep.
I think he might have maybe a couple more fights, whether depending if he knocks these guys out or they go the distance and it's boring, because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a boring fight because all he's looking to land that punch. So, yeah, I think he may have a couple more fights in him before he goes, but I can't see him making a climb back to that
title,
championship,
like serious title contention.
If I'm him,
he doesn't have what it takes. I don't think he has.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the well-roundedness, right?
Yeah,
in his game.
Now, if I'm him, if I knew I lost all momentum, I'm trying to call out John Jones just to get a money fight, and with that, after beating John Jones, maybe you can get most of the momentum back.
Yeah, I wonder how many fights he's got left on his contract. But yeah, him and Jones would be. I mean, I'd watch it. I doubt Jones will take it though.
All right, guys, now let's get into boxing reviews. Earlier in the week on Tuesday, you had Michael Hunter versus Mike Wilson in the heavyweight 12-round WBA eliminator. And Hunter stops Wilson in the 4th round knockout, a brutal knockout.
He needs some milk.
Brutal. Awesome to have fights on a Tuesday. And also they had Dipset versus the Locks. They had that going on the Thriller. I like Jadakiss, so that was pretty cool seeing Jadakiss. Next up on Friday, you had Michael Colin versus TJ the Power Donaghy. Colin defeats him over 12-round decision. Not the best fight in the world. So let's move on to the next fight. DAZN's Fight Camp Week 2, I believe it was 2. Yeah. Kid Galahad versus Jazza Dickens. Kid Galahad stops Jazza Dickens in the 11th round. What a great fight, man.
Great fight.
By the end of the 11th round, Dickens' face both eyes were badly swollen and closed with a cut over his left eye that he got from the first round. Man, he had blood coming out through his nose and mouth in between rounds. Galahad's white trunks were soaked in Dickens' blood, man. It was a great fight, man. Galahad stopped Dickens the first time in the 10th, and he does it in the 11th round this time. And the cool thing about this is Galahad gets to fight the winner of Lara Warrington too. So nice. That's going to be a great fight. And then in the co-main event, real quick, was a guy I told you again, Fabiano Wardley versus Nick Webb. He got another highlight reel knockout in the first round. Devastating. This guy is sick. He has awesome reflexes, puts his hands down. He relies on his reflexes, and he did get hit a couple of times, and he just turned it on and started wailing on Nick Webb, and he got a devastating knockout. It was a great fight. Yeah, that is all I have for boxing previews, and I will kick it over to Jeff for the MMA previews coming up.
All right, guys. So we have no UFC this weekend, this coming weekend. So we'll get into. I think we're off till next weekend, right? There's one the following weekend, an event. Yeah, there is. We're off for 1 week, and then we have a UFC event. But let's get into the Bellator card for this weekend. It's Bellator 264, Mousasi versus Salter. On this main card, I mentioned a couple weeks ago, we have Magomedov versus Rufian Stats. It's going to be a great fight. It's in the bantamweight division. Magomedov has a victory over Petr Yan, the only man alive to beat Petr Yan professionally. So tune into that one. Also on the main card, we have Andrei Koreshkov versus Sabah Homasi. Koreshkov is a former champion, former Bellator champion, welterweight. And then main event is Gegard Mousasi versus John Salter, man. Gegard Mousasi, a lot of people forget about him. Like I don't know why. One of the things I can't get past is he left the UFC on I think I told you he has a 5-fight win streak.
Yeah.
Which is, to me, I don't know how. And I think he beat guys like Vitor Belfort, top guys, Chris Weidman, TKO'd him. This was like, years ago when Weidman was on top. TKO'd Chris Weidman. Just beat a lot of really good guys, and the UFC did not re-sign him. Ends up going over to Bellator, becoming champion, so good for him. But yeah, we have Gegard Mousasi and John Salter headlining the card. What do you guys think about that main event?
Yeah, man. Gegard Mousasi is first, before we start with picks and predictions, man. Mousasi is the 2-time Bellator middleweight champion. He's the former Dream light heavyweight champion, the former Dream middleweight champion, the former Cage Warriors middleweight champion, and the former Strikeforce light heavyweight champion. He's a 6-time MMA world champion. He's probably the only 6-time MMA world champion.
He's a legend.
Check out his resume. Hector Lombard, Dennis Kang, who was a guy who was a solid dude in Pride. Melvin Manhoef, one of the most feared kickboxers in the world. Jacare Souza, who he knocked out with an up kick. He beat heavyweight Mark Hunt. He beat another dark horse like himself in his day, Renato Sobro Babalu. He beat Mark Muñez. He beat Dan Henderson, Thiago Santos, Uriah Hall, Vitor Belfort, Chris Weidman, Alexander Shemenko, who was another top contender in Bellator, and Rory McDonald, and of course Douglas Lima. He's beat the who's who. He's legit, man. He's definitely the definition of well-rounded. He's cool, calm, and collective. Everything is just smooth and cool, man. John Salter, on the other hand, he's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy with an underrated boxing / come forward style. He mixes it up with takedowns, kind of similar to Strickland, what we saw against Uriah Hall.
Right.
Maybe not as aggressive, but something like that. He's his number one focus to get that fight on the ground. But me personally, I think Mousasi should be able to stop the takedowns and keep the fight standing. And I got Mousasi on points, on unanimous decision.
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know if. I guess that's going to be Salter's game plan, to come in and try to get a takedown. But Mousasi is known to have a great ground game as well. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but I am going to go with Mousasi. I don't know if the fight will remain standing, man. I think I can see Gegard sweeping him and submitting him. So I'll go Mousasi by submission.
No, I see it going similarly to how Lewis got Curtis Blades. So I see Mousasi by uppercut.
Hey, Lewis has been spot on, so I'm gonna be looking for that.
Well, it's hard to go off of what Steve was naming everything. Yeah, I think Mousasi is definitely the favor. I don't see the list that Steve went down. He's never been in a position. He's been in every position ever in this game. He's fought everybody. So everybody from strikers, grapplers, submission specialists, and he still had that same face, that smirk. He never looked like he's ever under pressure in any position he's ever been in any fight. Yeah, he's been defeated a couple times,
Yep.
But, he just got caught, or the guy was just better that day. But I think Mousasi is one of the greatest middleweights out there. I've always been a fan of him, so I can never go against him. That's just one of the guys, no matter who's his opponent is, if they're even better than him.
Yeah, who had a freak, to me, it's a fluky win against him, is Uriah Hall. This is the same Uriah Hall that got beat down by Sean Strickland a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it definitely
Uriah Hall knocked him out.
It definitely was a fluke.
Yeah.
He did a spinning body kick, and Mousasi changed levels to shoot, and then he got hit in the face instead of the body.
Yeah.
So,
After that fight, Mousasi,
he actually attacked some fans.
Some
streak. People were talking shit about him because he got knocked out, and he was like, "Fuck your mothers" or some shit like that. Yeah. It's hilarious.
That's crazy. Hey, you ever look at him? He reminds me of Fedor. The way his face is just It's the same face.
He looks like Sarah's.
He doesn't smile. He doesn't
looks like
frown.
Sarah's brother, Alec.
Oh yeah, he does look like Sarah's brother, Alec. Yeah.
I think the Hall Musasi fight, that first one, because I think they fought again and Musasi won. But the first one when Musasi got knocked out, I think it's a great example of the better fighter doesn't always win these fights. You know, like as a fan of this sport for, you know, years now, that happens. You know, like these guys, the better fighter don't always win. You know, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. So tune in. We're all picking Musasi to win, but that don't mean he's gonna win. They got to go out there and compete, and you know, see what happens.
Yeah, and that is on Friday at 8:00 on.
Live from San Antonio, Texas, it's showtime.
It is on Showtime.
Not in San Antonio, I wish.
Yeah.
I wish. We wish.
We'd be there.
So are all four of us going Musasi here?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So yeah, that's the preview for Bellator 264. Let's get into the main event of the PFL playoffs. Rory McDonald versus Ray Cooper. And to me, this is a great matchup, man. I'm torn because I like Ray Cooper a lot, man. He's a tough guy. He's a good striker. But to me, Rory McDonald's just a little bit like more well-rounded. I think he has more ways to beat Ray Cooper. I don't think it's any secret at all. I think Rory McDonald's going to come out and be looking to get the fight to the ground. I think he'll succeed, man. I think Rory McDonald wins this fight by submission.
For me, I have this fight, Rory fighting a little different, like you said. I think he's going to fight more technical. He's going to be scared of Roy's power. I think McDonald loses on points.
On points, okay.
Yeah.
This will be a 5-round fights, okay.
Yeah, I think he loses on points. I think
Is it going to take place on the feet most of the fight, you think?
I think he's going to be able to stop McDonald's takedowns for the first three rounds, and that's what he wins. And Rory's he's not going to have enough time, I feel.
What you got, Steve?
I got Ray Cooper the third winning by knockout. To me, Rory McDonald, I mean, I know he didn't actually lose to Gleison Tebow.
Right.
But to go, you know, what was it, 3 rounds? Did he go 3 or 5?
3.
Went 3 rounds with Gleison Tebow, who hasn't won a fight since I don't even know when.
Since Nick Diaz.
Yeah, it does not look.
I believe it was 5. It was the main event, I believe.
It still, it doesn't look good to me.
Let me check.
Gleison Tebow hasn't been relevant in a long time. That doesn't, and Ray Cooper's been looking good.
It was 3
man.
rounds. It was 3.
And then Ray Cooper, I seen him knock out Jake Shields, who took Dan Henderson's best in Strikeforce. So you have that kind of power to knock out Jake Shields, you know, flat on his face. And he's riding on the momentum. I mean, he's looking better in each fight, man. He's getting those stoppages. So I'm gonna go with the hot hand and Ray Cooper getting a stoppage. Maybe something's telling me early, man. Like in the second or something.
See, I was gonna go with you, Steve. I don't know. Rory has that type of chin that I just don't want to bet getting knocked out.
Rory had a good chin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ask Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, he has a good chin. I mean, he doesn't have a good nose, but he has a good chin. Okay, Rory is not the old Rory that we used to know. He used to be a definitely. He was like a copy paste of GSP, except younger and faster.
Yeah,
you know, his takedown was awesome. He took everybody down. He used to throw people around, but it just doesn't look like it's there no more.
Nate Diaz, remember that, DJ?
Yeah, he threw him around like a rag doll.
Oh yeah, I've ever since y'all told me that, I've replayed that fight a bunch of times.
I never seen a man get thrown around like that before.
That was ugly, man.
That was bad.
I have about 7 times.
This is why we have weight classes, people.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. So those of you buying into Conor McGregor, I've won in 3 weight class. I've beaten welterweights. He hasn't beaten a real welterweight. Yeah. Nate is not a real welterweight.
No, he's not. Far from
Neither is Cerrone.
So, you know, it's like he's not the old Roy. If he comes out like the way he used to come out, like strong, grappling, mixing it up, striking, I could see him winning this fight. But I don't see him. I don't see that coming back from him. He like I said, he had a good fight. He should have won that one, but it was robbery. But I see Cooper. I see Cooper pulling off that knockout. I see him stuffing those takedowns and keeping it where he wants to keep it.
Oh,
making it be his game plan.
This card is on verdict too, so don't forget to put in your picks, people.
Yeah. So I'm the only one going Rory here?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
This is on ESPN2 on Friday. It's probably going to conflict with the Bellator card, but
right,
you know, do what you got to do.
2 TVs.
You know what I'm saying? And also, guys, real quick, on the PFL card, Clay Collard will be on that card.
Yep.
He's an exciting fighter. He beat Anthony Pettis his last outing, I believe, or maybe the outing before that.
It was his debut.
And I think the co-main event is one of Khabib's training partners or cousins or one of family members. What I read,
they're all related.
You're talking about Magomed Karamov.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I do think they're related. As soon as I see her Magomed, I was like, oh yeah.
If the last name has more than 10 letters, yeah, they're all related somewhere.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Khabib's been coaching a lot of the guys over there. I wouldn't be surprised if Khabib's in his corner.
There's 2 Magomeds on this card, guys. Don't miss their fights. Anybody named Magomed?
Yeah.
We got 3 Magomeds fighting. We got 2 on PFL, and then we got Magomedov on Bellator.
All I know is the main Magomed guy.
And you know what?
You think they're all going to win?
I'm not going to lie, but yeah, I think they are. You know what?
Khabib stays undefeated.
Like people coming out of that region of the world, they're just a different animal, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Is it just me or
no, you're right.
They're coming in, they're just mauling these people. They're just, if they're not like standing, because they really don't stand, they mix it up.
Yeah, have you seen how they live over there?
Wrestling bears.
Well, wrestling bears is you live in a fucking rock, literally, a carved out rock. What else you gonna do but be pissed off and fucking?
They got a lot of,
they
got a lot of something.
Hurt shit.
Islam Makhachev posted a video not too long ago. It was and the caption was like something like, "People always ask why fighters from our region of the world come over and are so successful, or such good grapplers," and it's a video, and he said like, "This is why," and there's a video, and it's 2 little boys, like I think they're like on a beach or something with their mom, and they're both like practicing. They're both grappling, like they're both wrestling, they're both like just working on their technique, and they're
sambo.
Yeah, they're like little kids, dude. They're like 7-year-old boys, 8-year-old boys, and he's like, "This is why." Like they're pretty much bred from the time they can walk, dude, and talk to wrestle, and that's why they're so dominant.
Survive and everything like that. They got a different mindset.
Those type of fighters, I won't never even think of doing a street fight against them.
No.
I'm dead.
This is wild to me. It's just so crazy. It's been like the past 5 years that. They're just taking over the game. They're changing it up, making, and I like it because I like this grappling. I like the grappling and mauling people. That's the fun. That's fun to me. I mean, the standing banging, all that. That's exciting. But when you're watching grappling and all that, and the mixing up and people just getting ground and pound and mauled. Yeah, that's good stuff right there.
Did you mention Gleison Tebow on this card already, Steve?
No, I didn't even know.
Yeah, we got Gleison Tebow on the card, also versus Curtis Millender.
Well, he was supposed to be fighting in the main event, wasn't he? Because he won.
No. The way they have their point system, no. Rory McDonald was already he pretty much clinched the spot he was in.
Yeah, he had 2 finishes.
I think only McDonald could have gone. He could have gone up. I think.
No, the only thing that the Rory McDonald and Tebow fight had implications was Tebow making it into the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
One more fight is Olivier Aubin-Mercier will fight Daryl Horcher on that card too. Fun fact about Daryl Horcher is he fought Khabib Nurmagomedov it was a while ago. It was a short notice fight too, but Daryl Horcher stepped up and fought Khabib. He lost by a TKO, I think. But tune in to watch those guys, man. It should be a good fight.
I think we went out a little out of order, but on Friday at 7:30 in the morning, Central Time, ONEChampionship BATTLEGROUND 2 will be coming on via YouTube on Bleacher Report. You can watch that for free, guys. And it is a great card because it's free. And it's featuring the main event is Zhang Lipping versus Edward Following. Following is the former one lightweight champion. Right now he's on a 3-fight losing streak. And he's looking to change all that. He takes on the former UFC fighter and winner of the Ultimate Fighter China 2014, Zhang Lipping. He fought 3 times in the UFC, beating Brandon O'Reilly, and he lost to Chris Wade and Kenja Johnson. After the UFC, he went on an impressive 21 wins and a 2-loss streak in a Chinese-based organization called Kung Lung Fight. So this will be his ONE Championship debut. A little bit about these guys. Follow Yang is a good striker. Well, I guess you could say good striker. But what you're going to get from him is a lot of spinning kicks, spinning back fists, stuff like that. So, like I said, not necessarily a technical striker, but a guy who does, stuff that would make the fans go, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Zhang, on the other hand, is a well-rounded grappler, and he has a good submission game from what I could see. I just kind of looked up all the highlight reels I can get, and from what I could see, man, I really, unfortunately, I don't think Follow Yang is gonna snap that losing streak, and I think Zhang's well-roundedness and being able to mix it up with striking and takedowns is gonna win him the fight on points.
I'm with you, man. I agree. I don't think Follow Yang gets back in the win column either. Also on that card, were you gonna mention Thomas Narmo versus Alain Ngalani?
Yeah, Alain Ngalani versus Thomas Narmo. Yeah, man. So one is trying to push Alain a lot. He's their, like you said earlier, how many black Chinese people do you know, right? He is actually a black Chinese guy.
Wow.
Yeah, he is. His flag is the Chinese flag. He represents China. And they're trying to push this guy.
Not very well.
Yeah, I think they pushed him on one of the on TNT cards, and he did terrible. I think he gassed out. But a little bit about him. He's over there. He's a heavyweight sensation. He's a 4-time Muay Thai and kickboxing heavyweight world champion. So he'll be in action, and hopefully he gets one of those KO victories. You know what I mean? And the co-main event is Milo Litao versus Alex Silva.
Real quick before we get away from the... That was really good.
How long did you stay up for that? That was good. God dang. I got a stiff.
I bet you that guy's what do they call it? Ears are cold when you're like talking about him?
The ears are ringing.
Yeah, ears are ringing. I bet you that guy's like,
and they're all red right now.
He's probably asleep right now. He probably woke up.
Hey, before we get off the Ngalani fight, they were pushing him hard. Steve is right. But dude, it's literally because the guy's built like a fucking Greek god. He is ripped, but his record is 4-6. He's just not a very good mixed martial artist. And
he's so big too.
They're pushing him, dude. Yeah, because they want him to be like a Francis Ngannou. Francis is also big and he's ripped. He's got all the muscles. You can push him, but at least he's winning. He's winning. And there's a big difference. And I don't know why they're pushing this guy so hard. If it's clearly not working out. If he doesn't win this fight, I don't know what they're gonna do with him.
All right, and that's all we have for the MMA reviews, guys. So if you're looking to keep your MMA schedule full on Friday, it is Bellator264 on Showtime, and then you got PFL on ESPN Plus, I believe, or ESPN2. Those are going to be at the same time, all right? Try to see how you can watch. And on Friday morning is the ONE Championship BATTLEGROUND 2. So try to see that on Bleacher Report, free on YouTube, guys.
Check it out, man.
That's
they're
three
good fights.
Fight cards on one day.
In one day. One at 7:30 in the morning, and then two around the same, maybe 7 or 8. Maybe there might be an hour buffer between. But your Friday is packed, man. You're already awake for work. Going down to the restroom, take one of those 30-minute shits, and watch the fight.
I can't wait. I'm so happy. I'm gonna wake up at 6:30, wake and bake, make me some badass pancakes. Ooh, watch me that whole card.
And don't worry, guys. I know there's no UFC this weekend, and there's no MMA either on Saturday. But your boy Smooth Steven Cruz got you covered because there's still a lot of fights going on. And me personally, I'm trying to regularize being a combat sports fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get you guys covered. So coming in first on Saturday around 1 Central Time. I'm not sure where you at, but 1 Central Time over here, we got the Zans Fight Camp Week 3, the final week. Yes, guys. Eddie Hearn and Matchroom are putting on some great cards. And we got Joshua Buatsi versus Richards Bolotniks for a light heavyweight 12-rounder. Let me get a little bit background. Buatsi is the number 10 ranked light heavyweight. He trains with Virgil Hunter. So he's getting a little bit more of a defensive style because that's what Virgil Hunter's known for. But you know what? I dig his overall style, man. He comes forward, stalks his opponent, dips left and right, kind of like Tyson, and lets it rip, man, with ill intent. And the dude has power. Bolotniks, on the other hand, don't let his record fool you. He is as tough as they come, and he is underrated. He's a come forward pressure fighter with a relentless pace. Now, I don't think there's going to be an upset, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was. But I got Buatsi winning via stoppage in the 10th.
Yeah, I got Buatsi in the 8th actually. His opponent, I can't say his last name. What?
Bolotniks.
Bolotniks. He's very durable. He's a counterpuncher style. Combinations, power punches, but he's very smart, very clever. I see the other guy being more successful. I think he's a better all-around fighter.
How do you say it? Bots? Buatsi?
Bolotniks.
No, the other guy.
Yeah, Buatsi.
Buatsi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see him.
And earlier in the chat, I sent you a video of his knockout. That was the knockout we saw. It was like, oh my God, we saw earlier in the month, maybe.
Yeah,
right.
Oh man,
right.
It was devastating.
Yeah, he knocked him out. I think it was a three punch combo. First one semi-block. Second one, he was out. Third one, he was on the way down.
Yeah,
and he stopped what he was doing. He didn't even celebrate. He just sat there waiting for him to wake up because he thought he killed him.
It was one of those knockouts where they kind of like twist their knee up. Look nasty, man.
Like when Canelo knocked out Connie, he just immediately went to his knees and prayed because I think I killed this guy.
I don't want to kill someone in the ring.
Yeah, but Buatsi is a great
unless you're Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Did we both say that?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I love his fighting style. Like Steve said, he kind of reminds you of like a young Mike Tyson, the way he dips.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm expecting this fight not to go so long. I got it in the 6th, Buatsi.
All right, guys. Next up on Dazan as well, Virgil Ortiz Jr. versus Edges Kavaliauskas, Mean Machine Kavaliauskas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Virgil Ortiz is 17 wins, no losses with 17 knockouts, 100% knockout ratio, guys. This is gonna be sick. I don't not know what time this is officially, but it is on Dazan. But I will be watching closely. You should too. There's something special about Virgil Ortiz, and let me give you a little bit of background. This is KO artist versus KO artist. Pressure versus pressure. Top rank versus golden boy. Winner of this fight becomes a mandatory for Terrence Crawford. Motherfuckers, this is for all the marbles. Virgil Ortiz is one of the best up-and-coming prospects, not just in the welterweight division, but in boxing as a whole. I mean, like I said earlier, 17 wins, all by knockout. And that's in the stacked competitive welterweight division. So that says a lot about itself, man. He's a pressure fighter who has no problem sitting back, fighting long behind the jab. And, some of his knockouts show it because some of his best knockouts are coming off of counters. But Ortiz definitely has to be wary of the power because Kavaliauskas he's a hard hitter. There's no other way of this fight ending other than knockout, man. I'm telling you, he's a tough dude. He knocked down Terrence Crawford. It was officially ruled a slip, but we all know what happened. He knocked Terrence Crawford down. He hurt him. He's a come forward pressure fighter. Enjoys being on the inside and letting him rip, man. But my pick obviously is Ortiz, man. I got Ortiz by a 9th round knockout, man. And if he can do that, he's one step closer to finding Terrence Crawford.
Same here. Ortiz by knockout, man.
Oh, same here.
Don't miss it, man.
Ortiz is one of the guys I'm really high on. I really like him. His constant he keeps a great pressure, dude. All fight, that dude has a gas tank, and I feel like he knocks him out in the around the 9th, 8th round.
Yeah. I think Ortiz is a killer. He's constantly moving forward. He's throwing nothing but haymakers. He leaves himself open. He does take damage, and that's the part that's going to be an issue for his opponent because his opponent is the same. He's slick. He moves. He's clever. He's not as fast though. So that's what Ortiz has on him, if anything. If Ortiz can get the punch off first, I think I got Ortiz winning this one, but it's not going to end to the decision. I see these two guys just going to war. I see a good fight here.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good fight, man.
Hey, by the way, Steve, I gave you a coin earlier because I thought that was the hardest name of the freaking.
Yeah,
I practiced it earlier.
Kavaliauskas?
Yeah.
I was like, how do you? I was even asking to see when he came by earlier.
He even got the first name.
I like Steve. I'm doing these notes, Steve, and
I have
here.
pronunciation.
I can't even say
Check
these
this out,
guys'
look.
names. You know what I mean?
See that? How they would have the pronunciations? They're just
nice.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's what I
Nice.
did on mine too. So
Yeah, I'm
Homework right there.
tired of drinking, tired of getting shit faced.
yeah, I'm
Before
tired of
the
that
end of
too.
the night.
Jesus.
But yeah, guys, this is gonna be a banger, and this is Saturday, and your day starts right now at 1:00 with Joshua Buatsi versus Richard's Bolotniks, and then you got Virgil Ortiz, and I'm gonna say maybe it's gonna be around 4 or 5 o'clock because last time Jamie Munguia fought in Texas, and I think this is gonna in Texas and in Fresno, Texas, it was around 4 or 5. So just keep on the lookout for DAZN, man, or stream it, whatever you got to do, man. Next up on ESPN Plus, San Antonio's own Joshua the Professor Franco versus Andrew Moloney 3, guys. This is the third fight in their coming to be epic trilogy. The first fight we saw hometown hero Joshua Franco come in as a heavy underdog and upset Moloney. Moloney's been in there with the big dogs, pound for pound number 2, right behind Canelo, Inoue. He's been in there anyway, man, and well, he got starched, of course, but still, he's been in there.
No shame in that. Bro.
Yeah,
He got
he's
started.
been-
A lot of
yeah,
people
yeah.
got started by him. So let's.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm only laughing the way you said it.
But still, man, for someone
but
like
you go there, you get to that moment. You know, you get to that
Yeah.
point. Those opponents. You know, then you made it. You know.
Yeah.
yeah, for Franco to be fighting a guy who's fought a guy like that is great, man. And unfortunately, the second fight, we saw Moloney come ready and make all the adjustments and get the better of Franco. But the fight ended in controversy, similar to the Peter Yan and Sterling fight. Supposedly, there was an illegal headbutt that was landed. There was a 30-minute stall on the fight broadcast.
Wow.
Did not see one headbutt. Franco's eye was swelled up shut, and they called it a no contest, and he got to keep his belt. So this is the third one for all the marbles. You know what I mean? Was Franco the real deal? He's coming in, you know, as the underdog, or is Andrew Moloney, you know, is he really what the boxing critics say he is? You know?
Yeah.
So this is answer it's all, man, and the critic in me wants to pick Moloney, but I can't, man. I can't go against San Antonio, man. There's something about just like Bartles, man. There's something gritty about just being from here, because you're just one of us. You got it from the mud.
Yep.
I know your parents are like mine and they work 2 jobs, shit like that. You know what it is. So I'm just gonna pick Franco, man. Decision.
Pretty sure we all are gonna pick Franco.
Yeah,
Not me.
in the boxing.
No?
You know.
I'm sorry, I can't.
He's not from here,
No,
guys. So don't worry about
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, come on,
I
Luis.
got his autograph, man.
No, it's just for me. I went Barrios last time, even though I really want to go Davis. So
Same here.
This time, I'm staying to my gut, and like I said, I watched the second fight. Maloney made great adjustments.
he did look
clearly
good.
winning that fight.
He looked really good that second fight, man.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna come out and look like that again. So, as much as I want to pick Franco, I can't.
I understand.
In boxing, it's rare you get a trilogy. It's always either 2 fights and that's it. And when you get trilogies, it means there's something there. That those fights are always good. So you can't go wrong with this fight. This is a good matchup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is, guys. You should, and this is a junior bantamweight. They're little guys, but they're gonna be fast. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be crazy explosive. This is gonna be a great fight. And again, this is on Saturday night on ESPN Plus. To me, Saturday night, this is the main event for me, man. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a big fan of these next 2 guys. And this is on Saturday, August 14th. It's probably going to be around the same time as the Franco and a Moloney fight, but I will be watching this one first. Guillermo Rigondeaux versus John Rigo Casimero, man, for the bantamweight title. 12 rounds. This is a boxing fan's fight, man. This one's for the hardcores. 2 well-known fighters, and because I wouldn't necessarily say well-known, but their names ring a bell for people. They hear Rigondeaux, it rings a bell, maybe because of when he fought Loma. And John Rigo Casimero is a heavy hitter, dude. This is going to be a great fight, guys. Both guys have been in fun fights that the fans love. Big fights, both have suffered big losses, though. Casimero to Inoue and Rigondeaux to Loma.
Yeah. Didn't he quit in that fight?
Yeah, he definitely quit. He did a no loss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's start with Casimero, man. He's a brash dude, man. He's like the Filipino Conor McGregor, man. He has big power. Like I say it confidently, he's definitely top 10 biggest hitters pound for pound in boxing, regardless of weight class.
Wow.
And this dude is a bantamweight. He has power in both hands. Like he's gonna knock you silly. It's ridiculous for the power this guy has, man. It's it's such a tiny weight class. It's insane. He has good hand speed, and like I said, a really good hitter. Rigondeaux, on the other hand, is one of the best defensive boxers of our era. A double Olympian gold medalist. The footwork, the speed, the power he throws behind his counters, man. Oh, man. Mwah. Beautiful. But Rigondeaux is 40, slowing down. He's not using that footwork like he used to. He rather rely on waist movement and clinching. And because of that, I think Casimero wins on points. I think Casimero. It's Casimero.
Casimero.
Every time I watch the interviews.
Casimero.
Oh, now you know, just the other day you were the Panteras. You remember that?
It's that the Spanish blood, man. Don't worry.
Yeah, I got him winning unanimous decision. I think he's gonna make Rigo. He's gonna turn into a dogfight, man.
Really?
So you got Casimero.
Yeah, he's gonna win.
Yeah, I have Casimero early, like in the second, third round.
Knocking him out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's even bolder than what I said.
So I got Rigondeaux. He's the counterpuncher.
Rigondeaux.
Rigondeaux. He's the counterpuncher. Tricky.
Combine their names. Right?
Yeah, he did. Right?
I don't know who's gonna win.
I don't know. I'm drinking a little bit, so let's see. My birthday's tomorrow, so I'm trying to get a little right now.
Yeah, I'll drink to that one.
So yeah, he's a tricky counterpuncher. He stays low, which is weird. It's wild. He dips low like Mike Tyson would do. He duck punches. It's kind of weird seeing him do that. You know, he does counterpunching. But he is 40. He is getting slower from what it looks like.
That's why I got him early.
Casimero. He's only 9 years. He's 9 years younger, but he does got knockout power. That's
what I'm saying.
He's gonna drop him to 6. I think
gonna put the old man to sleep.
I say
early.
either 6th round he drops him or no mas.
Do you think? Yeah, I was about to say. Do you think there's any chance he quits again?
No,
he was.
I think he only quit because first off he had to move up like 2 weight classes to fight Lomo.
Yeah, he fought.
That's what I was gonna say. These guys are small, man.
Yeah, he's like 122 or 126.
I think he fought Lomo at 124.
He fought. I think he fought Lomo at 130, so he had to move up.
Oh, okay. Because he's fighting at 118 right now, right? They're gonna fight at 118.
I just think Casimero has a lot of power, though.
Yeah, he does.
Bantamweight,
like I said, he's a big hitter, but Rigondeaux's still slick, man. He's still a surgeon in between.
I'm going with
in between
Rigondeaux,
punches, man.
Rigondeaux.
Yeah, I'm going with Rigondeaux. Yeah, by decision. I think he'll win by decision, man. I don't think Casimero will catch him. I think he's gonna stay away and win on points.
No, y'all know how I feel. I love when defensive fighters get caught. So, I'm always gonna cheer for the.
You think he's gonna be clinching like he did to Lomo? He kept clinching with him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think so.
I mean, Lomo, man, he looked like he was just either he was starstruck or he was like in a trance or something because he didn't throw one punch. I think
Casimero is so offensive.
He was frustrated.
He's going to leave himself open to get countered a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Rigondeaux is going to shine.
Yeah, I think that's where it'll make it a fight.
Yeah. What was your pick again? You got Casimero, though, right? In the decision? No,
decision.
Steve,
points, yeah. I think we're going to edge it out, make it a dog fight. And guys, this is... I don't even know about all the fight cards edited together, but I think this is over like 20 fights if you add all the undercards and all the fights we talked about. So just to reiterate, guys, your fight week starts Friday morning with ONEChampionship, 7:30 a.m. Central Time. Then you got Bellator and PFL on Friday night, okay? And then Saturday, 1 Central Time, you got the Dazan Fight Camp Week 3. Joshua Buatsi and Richard's Bolotniks.
Dude, just Bellator and PFL alone is over 20 fights.
Yeah, guys.
It's crazy.
And your Saturday's already starting like that, man. And then you got Virgil Ortiz is probably going to get another sick knockout or a crazy war going on DAZN as well. And then you got Joshua Franco versus Andrew Moloney 3 Saturday night. And then you got, like I said, the main event in my eyes, Rigondeaux versus Casimero. So, man, you guys got an action-packed week of fights. It is a great time to be a fight fan, man. We are going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, and we're back. Thank you. And we're going to kick off the TD portion of TDs and Findies. I'm going to kick it off to Luis.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get it started to the best shocking NFL news is Julio Jones missing practice again. I believe it was a quad injury.
Shocker.
Yep. I didn't see that coming at all.
Nope.
Exactly. Like I told you before, you think about drafting Julio Jones, you're drafting a hamstring. Whether it wants to be played or not.
A hurt hamstring.
Yeah, a one-leg Julio Jones.
Tight hamstring.
Yeah. Other than that, Josh Allen getting the big bag. 6 years, $258 million.
He's the man. I like that guy.
You think he has a chance of winning the Super Bowl?
He has a chance, yeah. Yeah, of course he has a chance. Yeah, they got a great team.
There's definitely a chance there.
You gotta get the running game going, though.
I mean, there's a lot of news about Buffalo thinking about relocating, getting out of New York. They were talking.
Coming to San Antonio.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams out there.
They're talking about him. They're coming to Austin. They were talking about going to Austin.
Wow.
But if it's Austin, everybody knows it's going to either be San Marcos or New Braunfels, somewhere in between San Antonio and Austin. There's a lot of land out there.
What do you think they'll change the name to? The Austin Baristas?
They'll probably be called, I don't know. That's a good one. I don't know. Austin Baristas.
Austin Baristas.
I like that. The artsy fartsies.
Well, what do we got over here? We got a bunch of dove or bunch of elks here? No, not even, but just deer. Buffalo deers. I mean, the Austin deers.
I don't know. That's crazy. I mean, they might still say Buffalo, right? I mean, the Bills, right? But we'll see. But I doubt. I think it's just them talking so they can get a new stadium. That's usually how it works, right? These teams talk about relocating, and then the city will blow up and buy them a stadium. You think those fans over there, they finally got a good team, and they're gonna let them go like that?
It sucks, man.
Not without a fight.
Yeah. All right. And then before we move on to our top 10 QB list, talking about QBs, there was a video Jeff shared with us about Deshaun Watson, which apparently, he likes the Kanye West style.
He's all like, what did she say? She's all like, he kept telling me, don't be afraid to go in there. And I'm like, go in there, like rubbing between the cracks? He goes, no, don't be scared. You can go in there. And I think he was talking about some butt fun. I mean, that's
he was, man.
Yeah,
we're not kink shaming here because kink shaming is a bad thing.
Yeah, when you're an adult, you like some butt play. Nothing wrong with a finger in your butt, man.
I mean, I guess, right? I mean,
that's all Luis's face. Luis is like,
it's an adult stuff.
Yeah,
these just two adults putting fingers in each
other's
butt.
Yeah. Hey, man, like DJ said, we don't kink shame here, but there's just some things you got to keep to yourself.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm a fight fan.
Wow, Luis said that?
No, it's not. It's not even. You shouldn't keep this to yourself because we watch fights and we see oil checks all the time. Why not?
I just sent a picture earlier of an oil check in the Olympic competition.
Oh yeah,
that was in Olympic competition. Yeah,
nothing wrong with the finger in the butt, man. It's called being an adult.
Yeah.
All right, part of combat sports.
Let's grow up.
Let's end our top 10 list. Let's talk about our QBs. We got our number 10, our boldest pick we think out of this list coming out is Matthew Stafford.
Oh yeah, I like Stafford. I mean, I really don't like Stafford because what division he's in, but yeah.
Yeah. DJ's a Niners fan, by the way.
Yeah, he's definitely a slinger, and he got the people to throw.
A swinger?
Well, he could be.
Oh. I thought we got off the last topic, but we're still continuing.
We can circle back.
He's a swinger.
It could be, yeah. Supposedly him and Marvin Jones they were real close. They went on double dates all the time.
Marvin Jones does look like the type.
No, I guess for me, what makes me put him in the top 10 is the fact that they got a great defense and also Cam Akers missing the season. Yeah. Sean McVay, he loves to run the ball. I don't think he's gonna be able to with who they have right now.
Darrell Henderson.
Henderson. I don't think they're gonna be able to run the ball as good. We saw how he looks like when he's the top horse. in the backfield, and I just feel like they're gonna have to rely more on Stafford's arm this year and the defense.
Yeah, I really like Matthew Stafford in this office with Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. You know, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what they look like, man. I think it's gonna be a great fit.
Not only that, Higbee. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Higbee.
Yeah,
people are
too,
sleeping
man.
on Higbee too.
Yep.
Yes, and then we got our number 9 is Ryan Tannehill. Real quick about him, he's always been great quietly.
Yeah,
he's a player that you can get on late rounds, and he's a top 10 fantasy guy for a lot of people.
When he got weapons like AJ Brown and hopefully Julio Jones on the other side, man, it can only just get better for him.
Yeah, I finished QB8 last year, 3,800 passing yards, 33 passing TDs to only 7 interceptions, and then also he had 266 rushing yards, which isn't terrible, and 7 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah,
that's a high number for a quarterback right there.
Yeah, he's
Lamar Jackson had 7.
Oh yeah, he's great off the play action when they fake it to Henry.
Yeah, I think he had a long run, right? Like a 70-yard run.
Yeah, he did.
75-yard run.
He's good. He's fast. You know, I think he played wide receiver in college, right? I believe, or in high school.
Yeah, you're right.
And so he has speed. He can move. I do like Tannehill. I'm always a Tannehill fan in fantasy because to still put up those numbers behind a running back that gets 2,000 rushing yards, you know, almost 2,000 rushing yards back to back. It's still a good look on the team in general. And then, he was gonna have 2 good receivers, but now he's back down to 1 maybe. But
they lost Corey Davis, so
yeah,
he's no longer with the team. Now they got to rely on
I was gonna ask because I know they lost Gianno Smith too, and
yep,
they love to use him. And I believe the next man up is Ferkser.
Anthony Ferkser, yeah.
Yes, and then there was one game where he stepped up for Gianno Smith, and he actually had a lot of targets and a couple of touchdowns, I want to say. Yeah, that might be another sleeper tight end want to look at. But yeah, no, Tannehill's great. You can get him in the late rounds. You can use those early picks that people usually put quarterbacks in. Get yourself more depth in the bench, and
get yourself a solid running back or a solid receiver instead.
Yeah. Number 8, we got Lamar Jackson, the player that I'm least high on this year.
Wonder why?
It's just I don't like 120 passing yards a game, dude. I don't like that.
He averages 58 yards.
I get
rushing.
it. I get it. It's just
maybe a touchdown.
I get it, but sooner or later that it's gonna get to him, and he's just gonna be an injury prone dude.
I love how these a lot of these fantasy predictions of who's gonna be top quarterback. They always have him ever since he's been this is gonna be the 3rd year where he's gonna be up on the rankings, and I like it because that means I'm just gonna get someone better down the line because I don't see nothing special about him. I'm like Luis, I don't really like the guy. You know, I don't like a running back that throws the ball.
Yeah, I mean, he finished last year QB10 in fantasy, only 2,700 passing yards, 26 passing touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Did have over 1,000 rushing yards and 7 rushing touchdowns.
That's what keeps him. That's what keeps him on the top 10 list, and that's why I gotta admit, and I gotta put him up there. You know,
right.
We
may not like him as a quarterback, but as a fantasy.
I don't know why.
Quarterback,
I've just never liked the Ravens right now. The team, I just don't. I don't like none of the receivers they have. I don't like the way. I like the running backs they have, but I just don't like the way they use them in the committee.
People are real high on their rookie receiver.
Oh, the Rashad Bateman.
Yeah,
yeah.
We'll see what he turns out.
So we'll see if he turns it out and proves me wrong. Then good. But I feel like it's all gonna turn out to Lamar Jackson. And I know he says he doesn't like to run. He looks to pass first, but it just doesn't look like that. Exactly.
Yeah,
it just does not look like that. At number 7, we got Herbert. This is probably the biggest surprise last year for everybody.
Steal, man. He was a steal. I don't think he was drafted, right? People ended up.
Yeah, no. Nobody
picking him up on waivers.
They were starting. If it wasn't for that doctor puncturing Tyrod Taylor's lung.
He got a raise too after that. It might not be for sure, but
they should get him over there in San Francisco.
Yeah. Maybe they can get Lance to play a little earlier, you know?
Or Chicago.
Hey, Jimmy G's taking us to the promised land this year. Come on, guys.
The Gay Pride Festival?
Hey.
No,
probably.
He means promised land as in the hospital because they're all gonna be injured.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
There's something in that water, man. There's actually an article I said that Fred Warner and somebody else, there was one of the two only Niners players didn't get hurt, don't live in San Francisco.
All the high levels of soy, dude.
That's probably what it is.
It was something about that. I forgot what two players, but I know Fred Warner's one of them, and there was another one that didn't get hurt.
It's just that California air, man. That's what it is. Makes people weak.
Yeah, you want to tell us Herbert starts real quick?
Yeah, he finished as QB9 last year in fantasy. 4,300 passing yards, 31 passing touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 234 rushing yards, and 5 rushing touchdowns. Which is good, dude. That's a good number.
That's good numbers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I love it. He also has that formula where it's either Eckler or Allen.
Yeah.
He just slings it. He's just a slinger. You know what I mean?
Dude, he throws a beautiful deep ball.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I bet.
He does, man.
And hopefully Mike Williams is at the end of it because he could be a sleeper too.
Yep. Yeah, I like Mike Williams.
Oh yeah, and I love Eckler too because Herbert just loves to look for either Allen or Eckler. And I feel like what's his name? Jared Cook could be a sleeper. All right, and then at number 6 we got Russell Wilson. This is a player that he starts real hot but ends real cold. And I feel like this year is gonna be about the same. I feel like people should, if they draft him, should take advantage of his hot years and trade him by week 5. In my experience,
I like that.
I finished QB4 last year in fantasy. 4,200 passing yards, 40 passing touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 513 rushing yards, but only 2 rushing touchdowns. QB4 though.
Yeah, I feel like what helps them out, I feel like their defense didn't get better. Didn't they lose that cornerback? The 2 twins, they lost both of them, right?
Yeah, but that wasn't really
Griffin.
A blow to
You didn't think so?
Nah. No, that wasn't a blow to our defense.
Yeah, one of them. I think one of them went to go give the Dolphins a hand, but yeah. So Russell Wilson, I'm not really big on him. I never will.
DJ's a Niner fan.
Yeah, sorry guys,
Yeah.
I'm a dick.
He doesn't like good quarterbacks. That could, you know.
Steve hears me talk about Russell Wilson, how he's the fucking man.
Hey.
He is the man for being that short. Never had an offensive line in his whole career. And put up the numbers he does and takes his team to the playoffs every year. I hate that guy. You know?
Yeah. And he saved his virginity for a chick that already had a baby.
Wow. Well, that's
Shout out to Tyler Lockett because he's still saving his virginity
he's
too.
still holding it down. Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
Scott's team, baby.
I know.
Dude, I feel like, you think if he auctions out his virginity, you think he'll go for a lot?
Oh,
No.
shit.
I mean, I don't know.
It could. I think it could.
Right?
Well, I think that would be against his Christian views.
Yeah, it's definitely like say he lost his morals and shit. Yeah, maybe he could
a lot of
sell
stuff
it.
that he does is probably against his Christian views.
But yeah, I mean, Russell Wilson's good.
I don't know. He's a pretty good Christian,
Lord.
man.
Lord forgive us.
Anyway, he said,
Hey, guys, we want to apologize for Luis. He's a Green Bay fan. He has no class.
I've been drinking all day. I'm sorry.
We're off the hinge right now. So let's
let's get to number 5.
Yeah, let's get
which
there.
is
Let's
another
get there.
Go
quarterback.
Seahawks.
Which is another quarterback in a division that DJ hates. It's Kyler Murray. His legs, his arm,
His abs. What else? What else?
his height.
His height.
No, he just has all the attributes to
Of a
be
sexy man.
No, to be a top 5 quarterback.
Oh, my bad. Different podcast.
He does look like a little kid out there playing though against it's funny watching him play the game because he's tiny. He's like half the size of his lineman. And I guess that's to his advantage. He gets lost back there. Linebackers can't see over these guys, and they don't know which way he's running. If he's going left or he's going right. And that's what spreads the passing game. He has a good wide receiver. And I think this is be his second year with him, so I think he's going to turn it up. I think he's actually going to be doing pretty good this year.
Yeah, I'm a little bit higher on Kyler Murray than everybody else on the panel, but I think he's gonna be. I think this might be his breakout year, man.
Kyler Murray finished as QB5 last year, 3,900 passing yards, only 26 passing touchdowns to go with 12 interceptions, 819 rushing yards, and 11 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, I feel like those
good.
rushing touchdown numbers are gonna stay around the same.
He's like Russell Wilson 2.0.
It's just nobody throws a rainbow like Russell Wilson. That's the one thing I give him.
Yeah.
And number 4, we have Dak Prescott. Prescott had an amazing start last year. He was on fire. He had to put the team on his back, and he did. And I feel like he's gonna do it again this year.
Yeah, I think the defense will help him, or actually not help him, which is why he will have another good fantasy year. I think we did improve. The defense improved. However, I don't think it improved drastically. I think we'll go from being one of the worst defenses in the league to being hopefully right at around like average, like middle of the pack type defense. So yeah, I still think we're going to be in shootouts, close games. We'll have to put up a lot of points to beat teams. So yeah, I think that all that makes for a good season for Dak Prescott, who gets to throw the ball to CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper. We're getting Blake Jarwin back. We have Zeke in the backfield, Tony Pollard. One of the best offenses in the league. So yeah, I would be happy with Dak Prescott if I ended up with him.
Oh yeah, so I mean, he's gonna with that defense, he's gonna have to put out, he's gonna have to put out those points, those passing yards, and everything. But the defense is trash.
Do you think he gets close to 1,000 rushing yards?
No, I don't think he gets anywhere close.
No?
To 1,000 rushing yards? No.
Yeah.
No, I think he'll be around maybe like 300 to 400 rushing yards. I don't think.
How many rushing touchdowns do you give him?
Okay, rushing touchdowns. That's different. I think
give him
that
about 5, 6.
I think anywhere between like in the 6 to 8 range. I think we run a lot of play action and like a read option when we get near the end zone, like inside in the red zone, inside the 5-yard line. So yeah, I could see for anywhere between 5, 6 to 8 around there.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah. You think it's possible that somebody told Dak Prescott before the game, "Hey, break a leg"?
Probably.
It could have been. It could have been very possible.
Yeah.
I mean,
and guys, I apologize. I'm starting my spin-off podcast, my ASMR. So I'm practicing. So.
It's on his OnlyFans.
Going solo, guys. Sorry.
At number 3, we have the reigning MVP, the Jeopardy King, probably the best slinger of the ball, and probably the cutest guy in here.
The NFC Championship choke artist.
Aaron Rodgers.
Real quick, I'll just start off by saying Aaron Rodgers finished as QB1 last year. 4,300 pass yards, 4,299 pass yards, 48 passing touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, only 149 rushing yards with 3 rushing touchdowns. But those numbers are ridiculous, man. 48 passing touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Yeah, well-deserved MVP. And Green Bay is lucky they get him for at least one more year. I mean, only one more year. Because he's gone after this year.
The last dance.
Yeah, I think he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone, man.
He went out there, crapped on everybody, right? In the office.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome watching.
They gave him Randall Cobb back. I think he's gonna stay consistent. I don't think he's gonna have 48, but I think he's gonna be close to 40.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I can see him trying to ball out. I think he's gonna either get back to there.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I can see him doing even better than he did last year. Which is, I don't know if he could. Maybe he could, right? But he's gonna go out there. He wants to prove something. He's one of those guys you light a fire under him, and he's gonna make you regret it. So
yeah, I had Aaron Jones last year, one of my leagues, and all I can say is I feel like every time this team got to the 1-yard line, they want to throw the ball in the end zone instead of handing it to Aaron Jones, and it pissed me off.
That's probably Aaron Rodgers call.
I'm serious. I think he had like at least 10 of these 48 touchdowns came at the 1-yard line or 2-yard line, some shit like that.
Definitely within the 5 yards.
Yeah.
Everybody knew what was coming. They just they couldn't.
Yep.
All right. At number 2, we have Josh Allen. Everybody think he's gonna regress this year, but I think he's gonna stay consistent. He's gonna do just as good, if not better.
Josh Allen finished as the number 2 quarterback last year in fantasy. 4,500 passing yards, 37 passing touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 421 rushing yards, and 8 rushing touchdowns. Yeah.
Yep. No, I feel like he's gonna do better. The running game didn't get better. It stayed the same. They got the receiving. They have Emmanuel Sanders now.
Ooh.
So it's gonna be Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, and Cole Beasley in the slot.
Gabriel Davis they still have, right?
Gabriel Davis they still have. I like that tight end too, Knox.
Oh yeah.
He has a lot of weapons. He has the arm to do it. He really did bump up his accuracy
and he had the speed. He had the legs. He can move.
There you go.
You got him. Do y'all have him a big chance of over 1,000 yards or close?
With the receivers he has,
no,
I don't think so. I think he'll probably produce the same amount of rushing yards that he had.
400 to 500 around there.
Yeah,
just because he can throw the ball, man.
Yeah, and I do see him getting some rushing touchdowns.
And that's what's crazy too. Like there were some games where they were up by 20 and he was still throwing the ball.
Yeah, and you know what's wild? He's not the slider. He doesn't run out down the field to slide. He runs out and he'll try to hurdle somebody before sliding. He wants those yards. So he's a gamer, that's for sure. He's young. He can do that. So good on him, right? So
yep.
I like him.
And at number 1, we have Patrick Mahomes. And for me, in my eyes, he's the most consistent quarterback on this list. The offense, the weapons he has are just great for him. I think he's gonna average a couple touchdowns a game with about 200 plus yards every game.
Patrick Mahomes finished as QB3 last year, 4,700 passing yards, 38 passing touchdowns, only 6 interceptions, 308 rushing yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. I think can't go wrong, man. Patrick Mahomes, one of the best talents in the league at any position. He's got some of the best guys to throw the ball to. You got the best tight end in the league. Then you got Tyreek Hill, one of the best receivers in the league easily. I'd say top 3. He's definitely one of the fastest.
And their offensive line got better.
Yeah, offensive line got better. I think this year McCole Hardman's going to break out. And if he doesn't, then I don't know, man. I guess I'll stop being so high on him. But I've been high on him for like 2 years now. I think this is the year he does it. This will be his 3rd year, right?
Yeah. Well, they did lose Sammy Watkins, so there's a vacated spot there.
Yeah, so, man, Patrick Mahomes, he's going to be at the top of a lot of people's list. I don't know if I'm willing to pay the price to get him because he's going to go really high depending on the level of your league. Some people take him in the 1st or 2nd round. I think that's crazy, so he'll be long gone by the time I'm looking for a quarterback, but how high would you guys take Patrick Mahomes?
3rd,
depending on what's there and what's not.
It depends if with what you're trying to do. Like, say if you're trying to stack somebody, so someone might. This is ridiculous, but Hill and then on the back come back and get Mahomes or Kelsey.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was going to say. I was
come back and get Mahomes. That's the only way I see someone drafting Mahomes.
So if you have the 10th pick. You could technically go, if you're one of those no running back people, you could go Kelsey Hill.
Kelsey Mahomes?
Kelsey Hill. And on the way back, maybe get Mahomes.
Nah, see, I like stacking, but there's just too.
That's too many.
You get the tight end and the receiver.
That bye week is.
I wouldn't do that.
That bye week will kill you.
I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying some people might.
When people do that, the bye week always kills.
Yeah, no. Yeah. To me, a perfect strategy to get Mahomes. I know it's never gonna happen because he goes early. But if I have like a late, like 9th, 10th pick, I will go Kelsey, running back, Mahomes.
Okay.
And I think that's not bad.
The 3rd round is a little too high for me to go for running back. I know I've gone. The only time I've ever picked a quarterback high was actually last year, and it was Mahomes. And I think I picked him in the 3rd round, and I ended up winning the league that I picked him in. But yeah, I was not happy that I picked a quarterback that high. I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know why I did it because that wasn't even my strategy. It must have been when I got to my pick, I just saw something that I didn't like and I picked him. But it ended up working out for me. But typically, I like to get a quarterback around the 6th or 7th round, an elite one. If I can't get a top 5 one, then I'm going to end up waiting until maybe like the later in the draft and get somebody maybe at the bottom of the top 10, somebody like a Herbert or a Tannehill, somebody like that,
All right, and before we leave, I want to talk to our injury jinx expert, DJ. Out of the top 10 list, which quarterback do you see getting injured? Because it always happens.
Yeah. So, let's see, the one getting injured, and I hate to say it like this, it won't be Dak. It would probably be Jackson. I can see Jackson getting hurt.
Can't argue with that.
I wonder why.
Jackson or Murray.
I mean, you get 1,000 yards. That's 1,000 yards you're putting yourself out there to get laid out.
I'll tell you how many rushing attempts he had. Let me see.
All right. Well, you heard
159 rushing attempts.
Wow.
That's as much as a running back.
That's a running back too. You know, that's what they average. That's a good running back too average right there. Yep. So he puts himself out there. He's the one who puts himself in most danger. I can see him being the most, and possibility being the most. The one who I don't understand how he goes year after year not getting injured is Russell Wilson. He gets hit, laid out all the time. He's God's. Yeah. I mean, save yourself, guys. Yep. Y'all don't want to get injured, Wait.
Save yourself, man.
Wait,
Having sex is overrated.
Yeah. Play video games,
All right, that would do it for the TDFK podcast top 10. Steve, do you want to take us away?
All right, guys. I totally forgot to reiterate. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that like button. It helps with the visibility of the show. Subscribe, share, man. Tell a friend. We can't reach the amount of people we can without you sharing. So please do that for us.
Also, in the comment section, don't forget how Jeff said, let us know what do you think about Ciryl Gane, what type of fighter he is, what do you like about his fighting style, and give us your top 10 list. We would love to see him. We would love to talk about it.
Or critique our list. Tell us who you like in our top 10, maybe who you would have dropped out and put in. Any kind of feedback would be great.
If you critique my list, I'm putting you in a wedgie.
Hell yeah.
Just kidding, guys.
A good one, though. Let's be the good wedgies.
No, like I said, we're trying to grow that YouTube channel, so please subscribe. Turn on the notifications, that little bell in the right side of the corner, I believe. And so you can get notified when we are dropping new episodes, and we drop new content once a week, usually on Tuesdays. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching your premier boxing, MMA, and fantasy football channel, TDFK, and we will see you next time.
God bless! See you at